Congratulations.
You did pretty good. You loved it. You're not gonna believe this.
Oh, yes. Ilya thinks you're ready for the pro tour.
Not yet, but he has told me he's gonna take me under his wing and give me weekly lessons whenever he's in town.
That kid's gonna be born with a tennis elbow if you're not careful.
That's a wives' tale. Besides, I talked to the doctor. Plenty of exercise through the 8th month.
See, your star's temper's exploded one too many times. I think he needs a rest. Maybe you should visit his homeland.
His temper sells tickets. That's what pros are all about.
Well, the vote was unanimous.
When did the Rules Committee reach this vote?
This morning.
Well, I don't understand it. Your father invites him here, and at the same time, gets him suspended.
My father didn't acquire this 1,000-acre paradise by being predictable. Besides, he's only one member of the committee. He doesn't own it.
He owns it, all right. Look, Ilya Ostrov is my livelihood. If he doesn't play, I don't eat.
Well, maybe you should look around for another pro, someone who knows the rules of the game.
I have been hacking away at pro tennis for 15 years, and now it's finally a big money game, and I've got a big money player. So your father wants to dump me out in the street? I tell you, I don't like it.
Mr. Hoffenstein, my father holds his possessions very dearly. That includes his newspaper, this 1,000-acre estate and everything on it. The wild game preserve, his prize cattle, but most of all, his beautiful wife.
I'm going to talk to the old man myself.
Well, however you handle it, don't keep your tennis player in the dark much longer, or he'll read it on the sports page.
Sally.
Hi,
Hi.
Walter.
3 years is too long a time, but you're still as beautiful as ever.
You guys haven't met. This is my husband, Mac. This is Ewing's son, Walter.
How do you do?
Commissioner, your wife is one of the fabulous spirits of our time.
That's what she keeps telling me.
Congratulations are in order. We're talking to the new president of the Webley Corporation.
Well, thank you. I wanted to call, but you know how hectic it can be starting at the top.
Walter, have you seen your father?
I think he went to check out the lions.
The Lions?
Yeah, it's his latest acquisition. He brought them in from Africa, but I think he's going to donate them to the zoo. They're frightening the workers.
Had to mention at least one of the guests.
2.
One, I was talking about you.
Walter, dear, would you please mingle a little? I can't do it all myself.
Are you two staying for dinner?
You couldn't drag us away. Your father's meals are legend.
I'll see you both later. Commissioner, I have to go mingle.
Wasn't Walter one of your amorous prospects in one of your previous lives?
4 very heavy dates. Then, darling, you came along, and you swept me off my feet. And all the other boys just sort of faded into Never Never Land.
And Walter, heartbroken, poor thing, exiled himself to Southern California, where he sold insurance for Daddy's corporation.
Well, he couldn't exactly live at home with Mother. Do you think it's true what they say about Ilya and Rachel?
Todo va bien, senor.
How is the beef aging?
Beautifully. Now that you have installed a new freezing unit, we no longer have to process the private stock commercially.
Ronaldo, I've just been checking on the lions. They seemed hungry.
They are hungry.
We'll have Silverio feed them.
Silverio's gone for 3 days now.
Gone? Where?
Maybe he went back to Caracas. Or maybe he's just taking advantage of the long employment with you. But he has disappeared. And no one else is going to feed those panthers.
They're lions, Ronaldo.
They scare the herd.
I know. That's why we moved them near the house.
They also scare the workers, senor.
They're caged, aren't they? The men will just have to live with it.
With Silverio gone, who's going to feed them?
All right, Ronaldo, I'll feed them. It's going to be 37 for dinner tonight. Serve the best Argentine.
You must have the top dogs out today, senor.
The upper crust of the upper crust, Ronaldo.
Oh.
When you see him, say hello from me.
Mr. Webley, excuse me. Could I have a word with you, please?
I've got a court reserved tomorrow if you'd like to play.
Well, I'd love to, Sally, but I don't think I'm really in shape for singles.
You seen the shape she's in?
We're playing doubles. Besides, I think I can get you a really good partner.
Well, she's just as tenacious as ever, Commissioner.
Some might even say pushy.
What do you say, Walter?
Well, what time?
12 noon at the tennis club in town.
I'll be there.
Great.
Who have you got in mind for a partner?
You.
Some of us have to work for a living.
Yes, but everyone has to take time off for lunch.
To eat lunch.
I'll bring you a peanut butter and honey sandwich from the house. You can't say no because I've already set Elia as the fourth. Besides, I think that playing with a pro might improve your game.
You know, you are pushy.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Commissioner.
All right, Spot. Let's go pay our respects to the host.
You've had your official notice, Mr. Hoffenstein. I don't wish to discuss the matter further. Now, Sally.
Hello, Ewing.
Commissioner.
Nice party.
Thank you. You know, there was a time, Commissioner, when I thought that your lovely wife was going to be my daughter-in-law.
I think Walter needs a much younger woman, Ewing.
Don't we all?
How goes the fight against crime, Commissioner?
Oh, it has its ups and downs, Ewing.
Well, you know you can depend on my media to support you. Or do I read a complaint in there someplace, Stuart?
Well, your blood and gore headlines, Ewing.
They're a little tacky, Ewing.
Yeah.
Well, these are tacky times, Sally. But I'll see that they're muted, at least until the circulation goes down and my stockholders complain.
Ewing just loves people. We do this every weekend.
Would you excuse me a minute?
Elia, where are you going?
I'll be back in a moment. Enjoying yourself, Ted? What time does the plane leave tomorrow night for Tucson?
9:30. But there's no need for you to be on it now, is there?
What are you talking about?
I don't think it makes any difference at all. Tomorrow's a whole new ballgame.
Dinner is ready, sir.
I'll have my wife join me at the table.
Yes, sir.
Webley!
What is this? Some kind of police state you run here? You miserable lowlife. You are nothing but an ill-bred fascist.
That outburst just nails your coffin shut, my friend. Please escort Mr. Astroff to his car.
Threaten to hurt the last of me, Webley. I'll sue you for everything you own. You can't get away with this. Dinner is served. I come to this country because here there is a sense of justice. Ha! That old man is a Nazi.
You play around with his wife and he's a Nazi? You're not making any sense.
I never touched Rachel.
Then you're even more stupid than I thought.
I do not want to talk to anyone.
Yes?
Hoffenstein, this is Ewing Webley. Is your client with you?
Just a moment, sir. It's Webley. He wants to talk.
Hang it up on him.
You want to play tennis for a living, or don't you?
This is Ilya Ostrov.
If you can hold on to that temper of yours, maybe we can work things out.
I will try, Mr. Webley.
That's the beginning. Drive over to the main house. I'll be in the library. The butler will show you in.
He wants me to drive out there.
Well, that's good. You'll go.
He better not be playing any more games with me.
Ilya, that old man has been out playing guys like you all his life. Now, you will go out there and you will tell him that your relationship, or whatever you call it, with his wife is over. You will do it as nicely as you can, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky. Now, go on, get dressed.
I think I'll reread Gone with the Wind.
Well, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
What, my backhand?
No, you know. Ewing and Ilya.
You better not make any mistakes with your instructor. He'll come after you with a racket.
Don't bend your elbow on the follow-through.
Thank you,
I
Mildred.
didn't know you played tennis, Mildred.
Oh, well, I had to give it up. I couldn't see over the net.
Where are you going?
To bed.
In your coat?
I just came in.
Were you out?
Yes, with Sarah Jukes.
Oh, who is Sarah Jukes?
Sarah Jukes is in charge of the entire staff of Walter Webley's new townhouse.
Oh, townhouse. I like that word.
That's 2 words.
Well, she likes both of them. Commissioner, did you know that Sarah Jukes is the highest paid housekeeper in the Bay Area?
On the other hand, I give you better straight lines.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Say goodnight, Mildred.
Good night, Mildred.
See?
Come on, Mac. Hurry up and change your clothes. We only have the courts for an hour.
Commissioner?
What's the matter, Mac?
Walter, I have some bad news for you, I'm afraid. Huh? It's about your father. He's dead.
How?
I don't know. Would you like to go out to the ranch with me?
Yeah.
I'd like to go too, Mac.
Fine. Where's he live?
I don't know. He's late.
I'll see you in the house, Sally.
Commissioner?
Sergeant Enright, this is Walter Webley.
Mr. Webley?
Sergeant. Cause of death established yet?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Commissioner, the cause of death was the result of being eaten by lions. I wish there was a better way to say that.
Well, how can you be sure it was my father?
Well, we found a shoe, some personal belongings, and a few pieces of cloth, which the butler said were the clothes that your father wore last night.
It was an accident, wasn't it, Sergeant?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Well, do you know who did it?
No, sir.
Well, Commissioner, I suppose you'll give this your own special attention?
I intend to, Walter.
If you'll excuse me,
Walter, I wouldn't mention this to the press until we finish our investigation. A shoe, a piece of clothing? It's not very positive identification.
No, sir. I didn't want to mention it in front of the Sun.
You sound like you don't want to mention it in front of anybody.
Well, we found Mr. Webley's dentures, sir.
His dentures?
Yes, sir. The dentist has already verified them.
Well, who found them?
The foreman of the wrench. Do you know that Mr. Webley's teeth cost more than my mother's house?
Any idea how he ended up in the lion's cage?
Yes, sir, I think so. You notice the scuff marks in the sod? Well, it looks as if Mr. Webley was dragged all the way down here. Whether he was alive or dead, we don't know.
Why would the killer put him in a lion's cage?
So the lions could eat him, sir. Of course, if the killer was trying to make it look accidental, he didn't cover his tracks very well.
That's what I meant. It may be tougher to prove murder without a body, but how would the killer know that the lion would eat him beyond recognition?
Well, the person who looks after the lions was away for several days. Those lions were awfully hungry, sir. And according to the foreman, Mr. Webley himself was going to feed the lions last night.
Well, he did do that, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Oh. Now, you can see further signs of someone being dragged along here. See the shoe marks? And there are more marks up here, sir.
Have you talked to anyone in the house?
Well, the butler said he was up till a little after midnight when a Mr. Astroff arrived.
Astroff?
Yes, sir. Mr. Webley was expecting him.
The butler told you that?
Yes, sir. Mr. Webley told him to wait up until Astroff arrived and then show him into the library.
What have you got, Harrison?
Nothing much, sir. A splotch of blood on the chair. No weapon. Someone tried to make it look like there wasn't any struggle. But the blood hasn't been here more than 12 hours.
Hello, Commissioner.
Oh, Rachel. Rachel, this is Sergeant Enright. How do you do? What happened last night, Rachel, after we left?
I don't know. I knew Ewing was upset, so after the guests left, I went right to bed.
What was he upset about?
Me.
Because of Ilya?
I told Ewing it was nothing, but he wouldn't believe me.
Ilya came back here last night, Rachel.
I know. Clifford told me.
Clifford?
Our butler.
Oh. Did you hear anything unusual? An argument, perhaps?
I took 2 sleeping pills.
Yeah, what about you, Walter? Did you hear anything?
No, I didn't spend the night here last night.
The vases. The vases are missing.
Those drab old things, Walter?
Those drab old things are Ming Dynasty and worth a small fortune. Rachel's idea of a work of art is a $1,000 bill.
You would never talk to me like that in front of your father.
Commissioner, I'm sure these vases were up there last night.
Yes, well, if you see anything else missing, Walter, why? Be sure and report it to Sergeant Enright.
Excuse me, sir. When you have time, I'd like to go over this list of your employees with you.
Certainly. But you won't find the killer on that list.
Who did it, man?
The lions.
The lions? Who in their right mind would go into a lion cage?
The lion tamer would.
I said, who in their right minds?
What's the number of the tennis club?
555-7942.
749?
7942.
7942. Hello, this is Commissioner McMillan. Has Ilya Astroff come in yet? He hasn't. All right. Thank you. Didn't call, didn't show.
You don't think that Ilya did it?
When I find him, I'll ask him.
He said he'd call me right after the meeting, but I haven't heard from him yet.
You're sure it was Ewing Webley on the phone?
I'm positive. I have a key. Ilya! Ilya? Well, he obviously did not sleep here last night.
It's obvious he left in a hurry, too.
All the toilet articles are gone.
Wherever he went, he certainly didn't plan to play any tennis.
You know, I've never been to a funeral service in a crypt before.
Well, I think we can assume it's not the social event of the current season.
Mildred, would you wear this black one?
Me, never. Black's too depressing.
Well, I don't want to wear anything inappropriate.
I always like to put myself in the position of the deceased. In a manner of speaking, of course. I mean, if it was my funeral, I wouldn't like a lot of people standing around looking like they were going to a funeral.
What would you wear?
What kind of a man was Ewing Webley?
Strong, decisive, very rich.
How'd he like his women?
Young and beautiful.
Just once, I'd like to hear one of these titans of industry say that they like their women older, with lots of character.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, well, young and beautiful, huh? Here, how about this one? If I was Ewing Webley, I'd like to see you in this one.
Mildred, I can't wear that one.
Why not?
Well, this is the dress that I always wear on special occasions when I want to seduce Mac.
You need a special occasion to seduce him?
Yeah, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
What about the other 3 days of the week?
He seduces me. Besides, there's 4 days, not 3. I've got it. What about this one?
Oh, yeah, I like it. Splits the difference. Tasteful but subdued.
My thoughts exactly.
Sally, let's get going. We'll be late to the crypt.
I'll be just another minute.
You're not going to wear that slinky thing to a crypt, are you?
What day is it?
24th.
Of the week.
Wednesday.
I'm going to wear this one.
Right. I'll be downstairs pacing.
What are those other 2 folds for?
One is for you, one is for me.
But we won't die for ages and ages. Poor Ewing. He's going to be alone for a long time. Look at Walter and Rachel. Well, they don't look very grief-stricken to me.
That's true.
Well, they could have done it just as well as Elia.
You're just prejudiced where green-eyed tennis pros are concerned.
Who has the most to gain by Ewing's death?
Probably Walter or Rachel. But the fact that they're not overcome with grief doesn't make them capable of murder.
You never can tell.
And it was your friend Astroff who was taken about her.
Well, he's probably scared.
Oh.
Hi, Mrs.
What's
McMillan.
up, Charlie?
Hi, Sergeant.
Well, I came over, sir, because the foreman filed a missing persons report on one of the workers, and I thought I ought to talk to him.
Well, why don't you take the car? I'll go with Charlie.
All right. Any word on Elia yet?
No, ma'am. A couple of people phoned in that they saw him, but it didn't check out.
Don't forget the M&N Béarnaise sauce.
I thought that cooking school of yours taught you to make your own.
Oh, they do. You try and try until you get it just right. Then you go out and find somebody that does it better than you do.
M&N.
M&N. Now, if you find Elia, be nice to him. I'm sure he didn't do it. See you later.
She sounds positive.
Well, you don't give up a good tennis pro without a struggle.
Ah, Senor Martinez.
Oh, Sergeant, how do you do?
May I present Commissioner McMillan?
Well, senor.
Commissioner, I was going to call you to cancel the missing persons report.
Oh, he showed up then?
A letter arrived from Sevilla this morning.
From Caracas. I don't speak Spanish.
He says he was homesick for his family, and he apologizes for not quitting properly and wants to thank the patron for the many years of employment. He also says that he's very happy where his nieces and nephews can take good care of him.
Then may I keep that? I'll have missing persons remove his name from their lists.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Senor Martinez, did you see anything, or did any of the people around here see anything unusual the night of the murder?
Well, do you know of anyone who might have wanted Mr. Webley dead?
Mr. Webley had what my people call pundonor, a man with courage who's not afraid to use his hands. He never forgot his common origins. No, he had no enemies among the workers.
Well, if you think of anything unusual, why, please call us.
Be glad to.
Get over to probate. See what you can find out about the Webley estate. What do you mean he won't cooperate? What do I have to do? Come down there myself? Wait a minute, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that two goons dragged this guy out of a restaurant, haul him out into a parking lot, set fire to his pants, and he won't press charges? Oh, family quarrel, I see. Sure. Well, don't let him go. I don't care. Dance that lawyer around for an hour until I come down and talk to him. Okay. Hiya.
What was that all about? Anyway, Mac, I came down to see if you'd like to take me to lunch. I know this charming little Slavic restaurant that's run by a man named Mr.
Borovich?
How did you know? Anyway, I thought we could get a delicious lunch and then maybe sit and talk to him for a little while.
About Ilya Astrov?
Well, yes.
Well, no. Because I'm going to do it, not you.
But, Mac,
Don't butt me. And you know I'm having lunch with the mayor.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot.
So you thought you'd just mosey down here and see if I'd spoken to Borovich yet.
You know I never meddle.
Well, what do you call it?
Contributing.
Sally, love of my life, please, stay out of this one. It's too dangerous, too difficult, and I don't want to have to worry about you.
Mac, Mr. Borovich and Ilya are very, very close. Besides, you know how those Middle European men can be, very charming and evasive. They're not going to tell you a thing.
Whereas you...
Whereas I, with my infinite charm and innocent demeanor, could wring information out of a store window dummy.
Then go window shopping on your lunch hour and stay away from Borovich.
Mac!
Sally!
You know you can be very forceful when you want to be. Must be the power of the office.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
I'm not flattering you. I'm extremely impressed.
Stop. I'm getting a swelled head. I'll see you at home.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
Do give my best to the mayor.
I will. And Sally?
Yes.
No Borovich.
Mac.
Yeah?
I love you. Mr. Borovich, I'm a friend of Ilya Astrov, and he told me that you're the very best friend that he has in this country.
He's like a son, but he has much to learn. The stories in the news sadden me.
You don't think that Ilya is capable of murder?
I think there is a breaking point in every man that should not be tested.
Would you have him call me?
I don't know where he is.
Mr. Borovich, he's in trouble. I'm sure he's going to contact you.
He hasn't contacted me.
If he does, will you tell him to call my husband and give himself up? Please?
I could try to persuade him. But Ilya is a man who makes his own decisions.
Tell him that my husband is a fair man, that he won't be railroaded or anything like that.
I'm sure your husband is just. A woman always reflects the character of the man she lives with.
That works both ways, you know.
Ah, yes. These are modern times. In my house, a woman is not allowed to smoke.
Good for you. It's a nasty habit.
Mrs. McMillan, I am like a godfather to the Slavic people in the city. I'll pass your words along.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you. We've got to stop meeting like this.
Let me see your badge.
What badge?
Looking for a fugitive from justice requires a badge, Mrs.
Aha! We're down to that, are we? What are you doing here anyway, man?
Looking for a fugitive. Sally, I told you I wanted to talk to Mr. Borovich. I asked you not to.
Since you were supposed to be having lunch with the mayor, I thought you might get tied up and you'd appreciate the help.
Well, I did have lunch with the mayor.
How is he anyway?
Oh, fine. He's... What did Borovich say?
He says he doesn't know where Ilya is.
You're sure?
Yes, Mr. Borovich wouldn't lie to me, Mac.
Oh, I see. Whatever Mr. Borovich tells you, that's it.
Intuition, Mac.
It's the same intuition that tells you that Astrov is not the killer, huh?
He's a killer, all right, on the tennis courts. Only, watch out.
picking up tennis, Charlie?
This is a beautiful racket, sir. Is it new?
Sally gave it to me. She thinks I ought to get out more.
Well, she's got a very good point, sir. A healthy body is a happy body.
A healthy body is a happy body. Got it. Any leads on Astroff?
Not really, sir. I had breakfast with Pinson. He's an investigator over at probate.
What do you have?
1 egg, 3 minutes. 2 slices of bacon, crisp.
What information did he have?
Oh. Well, according to him, the Webley Corporation was up to its eyebrows in debt to the banks.
Oh?
And by the time the government takes its cut out of the estate, there's not going to be anything left. Commissioner, will you tell me how a man with $1 million goes broke?
He spends $1.5 million.
Well, I guess that's what he did. Pinson says that the corporation was always one loan ahead of bankruptcy.
Anything illegal?
No, sir. Nothing that's been established. But the money that was borrowed from the banks didn't always go back into the businesses. A lot of it ended up with the Webley Charity Foundation.
Tax exemption?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want you to check that foundation out. Find out where the money went, who authorized what, and anything else you can find.
Right away, sir.
Charlie?
Oh.
Oh, that sounds lovely, dear. Yeah, but I'll have to check my calendar. Hold on for a moment, all right? Just a minute. Oh, it's great. Yes, dinner tonight will be lovely. Where should we meet? At the restaurant. All right, fine. See you later. Bye-bye.
Mildred, was that for me?
Nope, was for me. Sarah Jukes wants to take me to dinner tonight.
Oh.
Told her I'd have to check with you first, though.
Oh, that's fine with me. I didn't know what we were going to serve for dinner tonight anyway. I just thought I'd get Mac to take me out.
Oh, good, because actually I did accept. But I would cancel if you wanted me to.
No, that's fine. Where's she going to take you?
I know some place I never heard of. Le Peterman.
Le Peterman? Mildred, that's the most exclusive French restaurant in all of San Francisco. You have to wait days to get reservations there.
Well, Sarah's very well connected.
You can say that again.
Oh, I guess I'll have to dress up. Wonder what I should wear.
Why don't you wear that cute little dress with the beige stripes?
No, Sarah says stripes makes me look chunky. I think I'll stick with the polka dots, you know?
Mildred, I don't want to rain on your parade. But did it ever occur to you that Sarah might be buttering you up just to pump you about Mac's investigation?
Sarah is too well bred for that.
I just don't want you to be disappointed.
No, I'll tell you why I think Sarah likes me, because I'm all the things she's not. Good sense of humor.
Refreshingly candid.
Unaffected.
Honest.
Oh, yeah, that too. Oh, I tell you, Mrs. McMillan, I'm really kind of just too marvelous for words.
And so modest.
Ah, most of all, that. Well, I hate to stop this conversation, but I have to go bathe in unguents and oils.
Unguents and oils?
I'm gonna shower, Kitty.
Look, whatever the problems are, we'll confront them. Yes. Yes, of course. I want no unnecessary delays. Just get this through probate as fast as possible. I don't want to be tied up with this thing forever. Right. That's right. Goodbye.
It's not only unfair, Walter. It's not possible.
$500 a week is a lot of money. You get to keep all your diamonds and furs.
Maybe for 1 or 2 days, but 1 week.
That's all he left.
I just can't believe it. 6 of the best years in a girl's life I gave to that. He reaches out to me even from the grave. It's downright rude.
Did you really think that Ewing was going to leave everything he worked for to a Vegas chorus girl and a tennis pro? Everything my father controlled was like a toy to him. He left all his toys to his son. Simple as that.
You know, Walter, your father used to think that I was the most glistening toy of all.
Third District, Sergeant Halliday.
Halliday, this is Comparini. Yeah, Paul, what is it?
My place. He hit me. The tennis guy.
Hey, Camperini, you still there? We're on our way. Camperini!
Astroff.
Get me Sergeant Enright.
He was shot once in the back, sir, but he lived long enough to phone the police.
You're sure his final word was Astroff?
Sergeant Halliday has a tape of all incoming calls at his desk, sir.
Oh,
that phone will be dusted for prints. Yeah. There's one thing that doesn't make sense. What was Ilya Astroff doing here?
Ming Dynasty vases.
That is very good, sir. But how would he know that this particular antique dealer was also a fence?
Well, Comparini hung out with the jet set, didn't he? They're the ones who can afford these things.
Well, they match what's in this picture, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Astroff's got running money now.
Check with immigration, his visa status, any new applications. Probably got enough money now to get himself a new passport and a new appearance to match. Ewing had good taste.
What do you do with them?
Well, you look at them.
Well, they don't do anything for me.
Think how much money they cost.
Yeah. Yes, that helps.
Hi.
Hi.
How was your day?
Horrible.
Mine, too. My backhand has completely disappeared. I don't know why I even go out in the courts. It's so embarrassing. Then after that disaster, I had lunch with Gertrude Engelbach. You know her. She works with the charity. She suggested that we go over and see the Giacometti exhibit. We had to stand in line for so... How did you say your day was?
Oh, horrible.
You really mean that, don't you?
Would I ever lie to you?
Oh, what happened?
An antique dealer was murdered today in North Beach. Paul Comparini. Guess what his last word was? Astroff.
Ilya?
You know those missing vases from Ewing's library? They were in Comparini's safe.
Oh, no. Well, it looks like Ilya has murdered 2 people, doesn't it?
Anything's still possible.
It is? Maybe you'd be interested in what I found out today.
Have you been snooping around again?
Just a little bit. Ilya's manager has a policy with Lloyd's of London that pays him $500,000 if Ilya, through death or injury, can't play tennis.
How'd you find that out?
Gertrude Engelbach's husband wrote up the policy.
That's a nifty-looking dress, Mildred. Where are you going?
Out to dinner with Sarah Jukes.
Oh, yes, the highest-paid housekeeper in the Bay Area.
She makes enough money to take her friends to very classy restaurants.
What about our dinner?
Oh, that's taken care of. I'm cooking dinner tonight.
Yes, another one of her gourmet delights. Enjoy.
The last gourmet delight was a nut casserole dipped in goat butter.
Yes, and you know how much you like that one? You're going to like the one I've got cooking even more.
What is it?
Well, you've never had it before. Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake béarnaise.
I have an idea. Why don't you and Mildred have rattlesnake béarnaise for lunch tomorrow, and meanwhile, why don't we go out for dinner tonight?
You think so? Only take me a minute to get dressed.
Rattlesnake béarnaise?
Good night, Commissioner.
Oh, good evening, Dante.
How do you do, Miss Jukes? Hello. Your table is ready. Would you follow me, please?
Yes, thank you very much.
This way, please.
Come along, Mildred.
Lei va, madame.
Thank you. Oh, no. We'll start off with the vichyssoise. Then the filet, English cut. Medium rare. And the asparagus with just a pinch of lemon.
Pinch of lemon. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Mildred, there's much concerning life and relationships with employers that you have to relearn.
Where do I begin?
With your hair.
My hair? What's that got to do with working for the McMillans?
We must find a new image for you. One that creates more, detachment.
Well, I'm game to try anything once.
Tell me, Mildred, what are your duties with the McMillans?
Oh, just about everything. I'm sort of jack of all trades in the household.
Really? Your obligations should be clearly defined.
Well, what's to define about a dust rag on a grocery list?
Oh, I never pick up a dust cloth.
No kidding. How do you manage that?
I have a staff of 4.
Oh, yeah, well, things are a little different at the McMillans. We keep it pretty informal.
Yes, I'm beginning to realize that. Oh, you're too familiar with them, Mildred. Don't you see? Once you allow that to happen, it's extremely difficult to get a raise. Instead, they give you, affection.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, Sarah, I'll settle for affection any old day.
Well, as long as you have such a familiar relationship with them, you might want to pass on a bit of information.
Such as?
That if your employer does not cease hounding my employer, then my employer is going to pillory your employer in his various media.
Wow. The commissioner's never been pilloried there before.
Oh, this is no time for levity, Mildred.
Well, in that case, you can pass this along. My employer is not afraid of your employer, and he intends to do everything he has to do in order to solve this case, no matter who's involved.
How unprofessional of you.
Yeah, well, different strokes for different folks, Sarah.
How is the vichyssoise?
A little heavy on the vichy or the soise, but I haven't figured it out yet.
If you discharge that many men, senor, there will not be enough hands.
It'll work out, Ronaldo. We're getting out of the beef business and the game preserve business. It's just too expensive to operate. Comprendes?
I will give the man their notice.
Fine.
What's Walter so hot under the collar about?
He wants his Ming vases back.
What about immigration?
Well, there's no record of Astrov having used his Yugoslavian passport to leave the country. I'd say the odds are he's still around.
Well, I didn't say he's still in the city.
Oh, we keep checking planes, buses, trains, car rentals, etc. There's no trace.
Put a tail on Hoffenstein, Mrs. Webley, and Walter. And Borovich.
If you don't mind, sir, I'll take Mrs. Webley myself.
Your father always wanted to know how the men were doing personally.
I am more concerned with operating this place efficiently. Comprendes? That'll be all, Martinez.
Senor? Well, Walter? I came out here personally to ask your permission.
Did you bring the vases?
No, there's still evidence in a murder case. You'll get them soon enough.
What about Mr. Ostrov?
Nothing.
Did you check the North Beach area?
We sure did.
He's already killed 2 people and you can't find him. That doesn't speak very well for the police, does it, Commissioner?
I'm not so sure he murdered the antique dealer.
You've got the dying man's voice on a tape implicating Ostrov, and you're not sure?
If the dying man made a phone call to the police and then died, he'd leave prints. There were no fingerprints on the telephone.
Maybe the killer came back and wiped the prints off.
You mean Ilya?
I mean the killer, Walter.
Sure. The murderer kills the antique dealer and then leaves the room. The antique dealer drags himself to the telephone, makes the phone call, dies. Then the killer comes back and wipes the prints off the telephone.
Doesn't sound right, does it?
Not even close.
Well, I'm off to town. You have a nice day. Is everything all right, Walter?
Goodbye, Rachel.
Isn't he adorable?
There's a simple but embarrassing explanation, Commissioner. The police arrive, and under the pressure of the moment, they use the antique dealer's phone to call the lab men. Then the unthinking police officer realizes he goofed, wipes his fingerprints and everything else off the phone.
That's possible.
I don't understand. You're the commissioner of police, and you're just about the only one in this town who does not believe that Astroff killed my father.
I'm just not as sure as everyone else. Your father was a powerful man. There's an awful lot of people who would like to see him dead.
So you're the reason that the estate is being held up in probate?
No, the reason is the law. A corporation just can't borrow money from the banks to transfer it to charity foundations. Banks loan money to businesses, not charities.
So what do you intend to do? Drag the Webley name through the courts to keep the wolves off your back?
I'm simply trying to find the murderer of your father.
And what are you wasting your time out here for?
Because I came out here personally to ask your permission to go through the Webley books.
No, not a chance.
We'll get a court order.
You allow a man known to millions of television viewers to slip through your fingers, so now you're on a fishing expedition to hide your incompetence? Humiliating, isn't it? Oh, and by the way, isn't Sally a friend of Astroff's?
She is. She's also a friend of yours.
Maybe you're not looking hard enough.
You don't really believe that.
It can be made to look that way. The Webley media has been kind to you up until now. Commissioner?
Cannot kindness. Wherever you are.
Yes, Commissioner. I'm on a stakeout at the Webley residence here in the city.
I take it the beautiful widow's inside.
That she is, sir.
Good. What about the others?
Well, they're under surveillance, too.
All right, I'll be at home. And add Walter to your list.
Will do. Commissioner, have a very pleasant evening.
Hi, Sergeant.
Evening, ma'am.
Isn't this a coincidence, running into you like this?
Well, I was just going to, stop and have a bite to eat.
Oh, Sergeant, there isn't a restaurant within 10 blocks of here.
Oh, well, I've got a little bit of dinner in here.
Oh, it looks awful.
Not really. Chocolate milk, sardine sandwich.
You know, you're just not sneaky enough to make a good cop. Am I a suspect or something?
Well, ma'am, to tell you the truth, I have orders to keep my eye on you.
Is that going to be a little difficult with you out here and me in there?
Well, I mean, an eye on the apartment.
Do you want to kill two birds with one stone?
Ma'am?
Keep an eye on me and the apartment.
Ma'am?
You are going to be out here watching the apartment all night, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm afraid so.
Well, then why did you come inside? I'm not going out.
Well, that's highly irregular.
But it's just awful if you have to stay out here all night.
Well, I have to agree with you on that.
Well, then don't be silly. Come on in. Come on.
Here we are, Sergeant.
Thank you. Uh-oh. I'm afraid I can't eat those pastries. I'll bloat up right here on the spot.
Oh, you can't be on a diet all the time.
Well, I am, though. You know, it's really bad. I mean, if I so much as walk by a bakery, I gain weight.
What a shame. Oh, it's so muggy. I think I'll go take a shower. Go ahead, watch television if you like.
Oh, can I use your telephone?
Sure.
This is Sergeant Enright. I can be reached at 555-8787. Right, thank you.
Oh, Mildred.
Oh, hi, Commissioner. Want a snack?
What is it?
Leftover rattlesnake Bernays.
With or without the venom? It tastes suspiciously like tuna fish to me.
Gee, I wouldn't know. You'll have to take that up with the missus.
Where's she?
She wants you to pick her up at the tennis club. She's hanging around there waiting for a game.
That's all I need to be married to a tennis club.
Right.
Enjoy the snake, Mildred, but be careful of the fangs.
Sweet.
With the Secretary of State due back in Washington on Tuesday. Locally, police continue their search for professional tennis player Ilya Astrov, wanted in connection with the murders of Ewing Webley and antique dealer Paul Comparini. We have received word, although it's unconfirmed at this time, that Police Commissioner Stuart McMillan is continuing to look for other suspects. This despite the substantial evidence pointing at Astrov. We'll have all the sports for you after this message.
Hello, this is Commissioner McMillan. I'd like to talk to Sergeant Enright. Can you put me through on this line, please? Yes, I'll wait.
In hockey, the Wings took the Blaze 3-1. The Hawks edged the Rangers 4-3, and the Canadiens blitzed LA 8-0. In NBA action, the Lakers edged the Warriors 117. That's the Lakers' fourth in a row, and it puts them back into a tie for first place. And for the Warriors, they haven't beaten the Lakers now their last 5 tries. That goes back to the last month of last season.
This is Webley, telephone.
In action, Portland walloped the Bucks 123-99. New York devastated Boston 106-92. Cincinnati squeaked by Baltimore 105-104 in overtime. And Chicago routed Philadelphia 109-104. Submissions 145 the third round. They're scheduled 10-rounder tonight. Now that's it in sports.
Hello, Sergeant Enright here.
How is everything, Charlie?
Sir?
You keeping a close watch on Rachel?
Well, sir,
Something wrong, Charlie?
I lost her, sir.
Something's wrong, Charlie.
I would say so. Yes, sir. She said that she was going to go take a shower, and then...
You can relax. Rachel's here at the tennis club playing with Sally.
Well, why would she go and pull a stunt like that?
Fun and games. Maybe you better watch Walter instead. At least with him, you won't fall for that old shower routine.
Yes, sir. Now you know why I never went in for vice work.
Now I know.
play with you. That was a nice game.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mrs. Webley?
Yes?
There's a phone call for you.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, Mac.
That bad, huh?
Hello, Commissioner.
Rachel,
Do you know that she beat me? Do you believe it?
where's she going?
I don't know. She's gonna take the 4th phone call that she's had with one set.
Very popular widow.
I thought I could beat her. I almost did beat her. You know, there's a lot more to Rachel than meets the eye.
I think Enright might agree with that statement.
Did she beat him too?
More or less.
You know, at first she comes on with that sort of dumb image, but after a while you find out that she's a very self-sufficient girl underneath.
Well, goodbye, you two.
Don't you want to play another set?
Oh, I can't. I've just been invited to go to a party. I think it's best I start going out again. But I'll be home all next week. Why don't you give me a call? We'll play.
Okay.
Bye, Commissioner.
Bye, Rachel.
Well, there's a new little Italian place just opened across the street. You want to give it a try?
That certainly beats your rattlesnake offer, but I think I'll see you at home. Do you mind?
Where are you going?
Well, I think she's just as smart as you think she is. This is Commissioner McMillan. Get me Sergeant Enright.
Mac, you're gonna have to be more careful. Whoever tried to kill you could try again, you know.
I must be getting close.
To who? Whom? Walter? Rachel?
You're forgetting Ilya Astrov.
Somebody else could have done it, you know.
Yeah, like who? Who?
You were right the first time. Ted Hoffenstein, you're forgetting him.
You'll blame anyone but Astrov.
Well, it is true that my backhand has been deteriorating since he left.
You think Hoffenstein framed Astrov?
Could be.
I don't. His policy doesn't pay off on any criminal acts by Astrov. Only death or injury.
Well, that's good, because I'm having lunch with Ted tomorrow at the tennis club in town.
What does he want to have lunch with you for?
He just called a little while ago to make the date. If nothing else, maybe he could recommend a new tennis instructor.
Commissioner McMillan? Sergeant?
Mrs. Webley in?
Yes, she is. Would you like to come in?
Yep.
I'm afraid we are a bit disorganized today. The estate auditors just seem to be everywhere.
Mrs. Webley sleep here last night?
Yes, she did. She's having her breakfast out on the veranda.
Would you tell her I'd like to see her, please?
Certainly, sir.
Commissioner? Will you look at these paintings?
What about them?
I may be ill.
Why? Some of these are quite beautiful.
But look at the prices on these.
Well, great art's become big business, Charlie.
You're telling me. Well, now, take this picture, sir.
Picasso.
What do you think of it?
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Well, to this beholder, this woman here, it is a woman, isn't it?
Well, yes, I think so.
Well, this woman looks like a hard-boiled Easter egg.
Well, at $150,000 appraised value, I'd like to have it in my Easter basket.
Well, confidentially, sir, I wouldn't give you a nickel for it.
Is that a firm offer to the estate?
Oh, excuse me. No, I was just offering a personal opinion.
You strike me, young man, as someone whose tastes run more to those clowns with the weepy eyes.
Well, I may not know much about art.
But he knows what he likes.
Commissioner? Yes. Mrs. Webley will see you out on the veranda.
Thank you.
Oh, sir? Well, I'm a little embarrassed about last night, sir. So...
Oh, you want to wait here?
If you don't mind.
No.
Good morning.
Hello, Rachel.
Would you care for some coffee?
What kind of games do you have in store for us today?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Tell that sergeant that I thought it was the fun thing to do at the time.
Where did you go last night?
To a party.
Where?
A yacht.
Whose yacht?
Some rich young thing. Adrian Perry's his name. You sure you don't want some coffee?
Positive. Where's Astrov?
He hasn't contacted me. Honest, you really are mad, aren't you?
You damned right I am. Somebody tried to run me off a cliff. I don't like that. It clutters up my day. So tell us what you know and save yourself a lot of grief.
All I know is that my husband's dead, and a very attractive young acquaintance is missing.
Mm-hmm. And what do you make of all that? Did the very attractive acquaintance do in your husband as we're all led to believe?
I don't think so. At least I didn't think so until that antique dealer was shot.
If it was Astrov, why would he try to run me off a cliff?
Maybe it was an accident.
Yeah, accident.
Listen, when you see that sergeant, you tell him I think he's cute in a kinky sort of way.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
You know you are cute. In a kinky sort of way.
Thank you, sir.
Anything yet on Astrov?
No, sir, but some very interesting facts on Walter Webley. Let me see if I can get this straight now. Okay. Now, for the past 3 months, each time the bank loans were transferred to the tax-exempt foundation, young Webley flew into Venezuela, and he deposited the money there.
How much involved?
$10 million.
10 million? Get a court order. I want to see those books.
Well, you've really gone to a lot of trouble. You don't really think I killed my father, do you?
There's $10 million missing, Walter.
No, not missing, Commissioner. I just invested. South America, the interest rates are higher there.
Your idea, your father's?
My father's. It's all documented. He wanted as many funds as possible funneled through the foundation.
I see. So that if the Webley companies go under, the money from the Webley Foundation can't be touched.
Well, that's the way it goes on the corporate battlefields. There's nothing illegal about it.
Unless a conspiracy to defraud the bank can be proved.
Well, you'll have to admit that's not likely, since the conspiracy, if it did exist, did so solely in the mind of my father. He's dead.
Oh, what is the money invested in?
Condominiums in Caracas.
In Caracas. How nice. See you, Walter.
Sergeant.
Enright, what do you make of it?
Well, sir, if he knew his father's conglomerate was collapsing, and he wanted to grab some money off of a sinking ship, but his father found out about it, that certainly is a motive, sir.
That would mean he'd have to stash the money in South America instead of investing it. I'll see what I can find out. I'll call somebody in Caracas.
Commissioner, what if it's invested properly, like Walter says?
That would mean Astroff remains #1 on our list.
Mrs. McMillan, I got a special delivery letter from Ilya yesterday.
Where is he?
I believe he's still in the city. He heard that you were looking for him, and he asked me to talk to you.
Teddy should give himself up.
I think he may have that in mind, actually. He wants to see your husband tonight at Borovich's restaurant.
He wants to see Mac?
At midnight. He will see that the front door is left unlocked. I suppose he's afraid that the police themselves might just start shooting. Mrs. McMillan, maybe...
Ted, you don't think that Ilya killed Ewing, do you?
I have tried for years to persuade tennis fans that Ilya's outbursts are part of the promotion. But they are, I'm afraid, the real thing. And when a grown man like that has tantrums, well, somebody can get killed.
Hi, Mac.
Hi. Walter gets more charming every day.
What does it say?
Mildred?
Yes.
It's not Mildred.
Well, it's not Mata Hari, if that's what you're thinking.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Don't you like it, Mac?
Well, I can't see your face.
That's okay. I can't see yours either.
Listen to this. Does the commissioner seek sensational mileage out of the Webley name in his bid to become the next governor?
Governor? I didn't know you wanted to be governor.
You didn't, so... Why, Mac, I thought you told Sergeant Enright everything.
Well, not everything, Sally. It isn't that I want to be governor. It's just that Sally wants to be first lady.
Let me see the signed Walter Webley. I'm going to speak to Sarah Jukes about this. Can I have this?
With pleasure. Was that really Mildred?
I don't know. It sounded like her.
Charlie, you look like you have tired blood. Is that Diet or Rachel?
Rachel. She moves around an awful lot, sir. In fact, I think she's preparing to meet with Astroff.
What makes you think that?
She picked up a renewed passport today.
Where is she now?
Back at her apartment.
Anyone on stakeout?
Yeah, I got a relief man till morning. I can sure use the sleep.
Yeah, well, you better get as much as you can.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome, Sergeant. Good night.
I have a hunch Rachel's going to be much more active.
You know, Commissioner, this whole case is beginning to get very strange.
It's been strange from the beginning.
Are you really going to run for governor?
Well, Charlie, if the people insist, I have no choice. Now for a nice, quiet evening at home. Where shall we start?
I think you might want to start by reading this.
What took you so long?
Well, I wanted to wait for Sergeant Enright to leave.
You're not thinking of going there without me?
Oh, no. I've been adequately warned.
Are you sure this is on the up and up?
If it isn't, why would Ilya want to see you?
Door locked?
Matt, maybe we should...
If anything goes wrong, call Enright.
You think you're gonna need that gun?
I hope not. Ilya?
Get me Sergeant Enright. Oh, Mac.
Do you know how much it hurts to be hit over the head with whatever it was I was hit over the head with? the most unredeeming experience of all time.
It's all my fault.
Your fault.
Well, I was wrong about Elia. We should have called the police.
I am the police.
Commissioner, it's not the same thing. Hi, Sergeant.
Commissioner? How you feeling?
My head hurts.
His head hurts.
I'm also getting an echo.
Well, at least you got your man.
My man?
His man?
There it is again.
Astroff, sir.
What are you talking about?
Well, we also found his body in the restaurant. You shot him.
No, I didn't.
Well, I'm afraid you did, sir. The bullet was fired from your gun at a very close range.
I didn't shoot anybody.
Well, I had a hard time believing it, sir, but it was your bullet in Elia's body, and there were no other wounds.
All right. Somebody hit me over the head, took my gun, and shot him.
Who, Mac?
I don't know.
You know, sir, downtown, everybody thinks this is all over. They've taken surveillance off of everybody. So I'd better gear it up again.
No, the case is officially closed. Leave it that way.
What about unofficially, sir?
Do you think you could keep an eye on Rachel?
What? Yes, I can. I've learned my lesson, sir. Believe me, she won't suspect a thing.
You don't think that Rachel killed Ewing, do you, Mac?
No, she couldn't have. At least not alone. But she might lead us to whoever did it. Who took that call from Comparini?
Halliday, down at the North Beach district.
See if we can get him over here.
Third District, Sergeant Halliday?
Halliday. This is Comparini.
Yeah, Paul, what is it?
My place. He hit me. The tennis guy.
Hey, Camperini, you still there? We're on our way. Camperini!
Astroff.
Are you sure that voice was Comparini's?
Well, sir, when I was on street patrol, I got to know him pretty well. I thought I recognized his voice when I answered the call, but, you know, it's so whispery and so gasping. No, sir, I cannot state positively, Commissioner.
What time did the call come in?
3:30 p.m. on the 7th.
If Comparini were already dead when he supposedly telephoned you, that could explain why there were no fingerprints on the telephone.
Mac, I'm getting confused.
Well, what if somebody killed Comparini, then telephoned the police pretending he was Comparini?
Ah, someone who wanted you to think that Elia was the killer.
Right. And who wanted us to think that Elia was still on the run. But what if Elia were already dead?
Mac, he was at Borovich's last night.
His body was.
Mac, if Elia had been dead that long, the coroner would have spotted it last night.
Not if it were carefully preserved.
There'd still be two wounds, the original and the one from your gun.
Not if the killer took my gun and shot him in exactly the same place.
Oh. Back to the question of preserving the body.
How often does Mildred go to the market?
I don't know, once a week. Once every 2 weeks, why?
And what does she do with the meat that she doesn't cook right away?
Well, she puts it in the Ewing's freezer.
Thank you, Halliday. You've been of great help.
Thank you, sir.
We're shutting it down next week, as soon as the last of the beef is shipped.
Be sure and get as many blood samples as possible.
We're doing that now, sir.
What happened to your new hairdo?
Oh, I'm too familiar to be distant.
Oh. Is this steak or is it kangaroo or something?
Well, if it's kangaroo, I'm swearing out a warrant against the butcher.
I'll get it. You eat the kangaroo. McMillan residence.
She used to just say hello.
I think that's the lingering influence of Sarah Jukes.
Oh, yeah.
It's the lab. I'll tell them to call
I'll
back,
take it.
okay?
No, I'll take it. Yeah. Oh, only one, huh? All right. Thank you.
What was that?
They found human blood in the meat freezer.
Was it Ilya's?
It's the same type.
Should never have gotten mixed up with Rachel at all. It's what Sarah's been saying from the beginning.
All this time he was supposedly on the run. He was hanging like a side of beef in the meat freezer.
Why'd they stash him away in there?
To preserve the body.
Ugh.
Then bringing it out at the proper time so the police could find their fugitive.
Since you were getting close, you were the ideal candidate to be set up to shoot Ilya.
Correct. Whoever did it naturally assumed I would close the case.
Then the same person that killed Ewing also killed Ilya.
Probably.
Mac, do you think that Rachel and Walter...
I'm expecting a long-distance phone call.
Yeah, hello.
So much for Sarah Jukes.
Who do we know in Caracas?
That's the phone call. I'll take it. Hello? Yes. Yes, this is he. No, operator, I want to talk to the president of the Venezuela National Bank. Yes, I'll wait. Hello, Senor Presidente. Yes, did you find the information I wanted? Oh, you did? Then it is a joint bank account. That's what I thought. Yes, well, thank you. Muchas gracias. Yes, I should. Yes. Yes, I will, sir. Thank you. Goodbye.
You should what?
Learn to speak Spanish. A $10 million A $10 million joint bank account registered to the Silverio Gonzalez Land Development Company, payable to Mr. and or Mrs. Silverio Gonzalez.
Silverio Gonzalez. That's the worker that went back to South America, isn't it?
The worker who allegedly went back to South America.
Car 36.
36, and right here.
Sergeant, I have the commissioner on the line. I'm patching him through.
Go ahead.
Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Where are you?
Well, I'm right outside the mansion, sir. Rachel Webley drove onto the grounds about 40 minutes ago.
I'm coming right now, Sergeant. Call me on the car phone if she leaves.
Yes, sir. 10-4.
What's funny?
I always feel silly, sir, when I say 10-4.
How about 5-2?
Goodbye, sir. 5-2.
Are you here? What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
It's all coming together.
You're kidding. Tell me.
Can't. Gotta run.
You're gonna run? Leave me in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Mac, take me in the car. Explain it to me on the way.
No chance.
Mac!
N-O.
Commissioner?
And I'm not taking you either.
I was just going to say, when you're right, you're right.
Why, thank you, Mildred. And you're a wise, rational, mature woman. Tell you later.
You're a wise, rational, mature woman. You're a wise, rational, mature fink.
Commissioner.
Evening, Clifford. Mrs.
Good
Webley
evening.
in?
No, sir. You just missed her. Her car is gone.
Oh. Oh, well, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Good evening.
Evening. The butler says she's left.
Impossible. I would have seen her go.
Only if she used the front gates. There's 1,000 acres here. She could have used the service road. Let's go.
Isn't that a car?
Yes, sir, but what's it doing at the crypt?
Well, let's find out.
Ooh, I was afraid of that.
Afraid it was open?
No, that it would creak. It scares the hell out of me, if you must know, sir.
Me too.
Who is it? Webley. That's impossible, sir. Those lions. I mean, he's supposed to be in there or whatever left of him. Commissioner, an airplane?
I'll drive.
Is there any law on a person going up in their own airplane?
No, but it's a law of murdering a person.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We just found Ewing's body. I know all about the money in Caracas, the investments in the Severio Gonzalez Development Corporation in both your names. Walter delivered it for you, and he didn't even know anything about it, did he?
No.
Put the gun away.
Ewing used him the way he used everybody.
Commissioner, I still don't understand about Mr. Webley's body in the crypt.
He was alive the whole time. That is, until a few minutes ago. He persuaded Silverio Gonzalez to impersonate him, didn't he?
Yes. He dressed Silverio up in his own clothes and sat him behind the desk in the library.
And killed him. Then when Astroff came in, he saw him slumped over in the chair, dead, and he panicked. But he didn't get very far. Who shot him, Rachel? You?
Ewing. He planned the whole thing.
He certainly underestimated you. He never would have guessed you'd have killed him.
I could have had all of it. All $10 million. Plus my freedom.
Pretty Rachel. Let's go.
Well, who sold those vases to the antique dealer?
Rachel. Then Ewing killed him and called the police.
Boy, she had us on a wild goose chase the whole time, sir.
It was his idea to make us think that she was in on it with Astroff.
Well, who tried to run you off the cliff?
Ewing. I didn't think Astroff killed the antique dealer. I told that to Rachel. She told it to Ewing, and he tried to kill me.
Now, the only thing I don't understand, sir, is about the money.
He invested it in the Silverio Gonzalez Development Company. Then, having assumed the identity of Gonzalez, he could pull out of Caracas anytime he wanted with the money and Rachel and live happily ever after.
Oh.
Got that?
No.
Oh.
But I'll sleep on it, sir.
We'll go over to get the board.
Okay. Thanks for the coffee, sir.
You're welcome.
Oh, Commissioner? Do you really think I'm cute?
Rachel told me to tell you.
Oh. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Harvey, is anybody looking for a game?
Not that I know of, Mrs. McMillan.
Oh, do you want to play?
Me? I can't stand the game.
Sally,
Mac, I didn't expect to see you. Why don't you change? We can play.
I have a gift for you. Granted, he might not be a tall, green-eyed Romeo, but at least he can help you with your backhand.
Oh. Bobby Riggs.
Who'd you expect? Billie Jean King?
Oh, you guys.
I feel I'm closer to finding him than at any other time. His disguise is clever. Very clever. But somehow, in the back of my mind, the clues are coming together. I'll find him. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
Call for you on 613, Commissioner.
Thank you. Hello?
We tried red, yellow, and green, buddy. Don't we have any colors you like?
Sorry, Commissioner. Don't apologize, officer. I deserved it.
All day, all night, Marianne, down by the seaside, sifting sand. Even little children love Marianne, down by the seashore, sifting sand. Hi, I found the sheet music on the organ. I thought you wanted me to learn it, and I aimed to please. You didn't put the sheet music on the organ.
No, I didn't. And I've been hearing this song all day. Accordionists, ice cream vendors. Now I come home and find it on the organ.
What is it? Some sort of a message? A warning? Why are you laughing?
Marion!
Who's she?
George Marion. I trained with him in intelligence. We served overseas together. You get it? Marion, Marianne.
Oh, I get it.
Down by the seaside, sifting sand. Is there a Sands Hotel by the seaside anywhere?
The Sands Inn in North Beach? How quickly one forgets.
Oh, yeah, that $5 extra for the waterbed.
Mr. Romance strikes again. Mac, why doesn't George Marion just call you on the telephone when he comes into town?
It's not his style. Any game, prank, gimmick, that's what got him into intelligence in the first place. If it was your birthday, he couldn't just say happy birthday. No, he had to send you to a Chinese restaurant. You got your message in a fortune cookie. George Marion, please. You don't?
Try Smith. They stay there all the time.
This is Commissioner McMillan. Do you have a message for me? All right, thank you. He's registered as Maroney. That's an anagram of Marion. The message was, be there when the band starts playing. I want to be there when the band starts playing.
Better be ready at 8:30. All right, now the one on the left is George Marion. Tell me about the others.
Okay. Next to him is Mark Erickson. He was our unit commander. Still in the organization. And this dashing gentleman is young Stuart McMillan, who later became a distinguished public servant. The man with his hand on my shoulder is Miles Eisner, killed on a mission.
Oh, that's terrible. I bet you were all very close, weren't
Yep, we were. Time to go.
you? Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting George Marion.
Good.
You can tell me about that woman in the photograph.
Woman.
You know, the one in the center with your arm around her.
Oh, come on, Sally. You know how those things are.
Yes, I was hoping maybe not in this case.
That woman is Elena Standish. She was a real professional.
Professional what?
Spy, of course.
Maybe you've forgotten the secret knock.
No.
George? Mac?
see Mac?
Call headquarters.
Nobody saw or heard anything, sir. Everything was in its proper place, except the blind from the window. It was pulled out of the window, and, oh yes, there was a pen found on the floor near the night table.
Dry.
How'd you know?
You don't throw a pen on the floor if it works. What was the cause of death? Poison?
Yes, sir. The medical examiner thinks it was cyanide.
Uh-huh.
You may have noticed the bitter almond smell.
Yeah.
The time of death was about 7:30, around an hour and a half before you got here. And, he thinks, he's going to run some tests. Also tests on some allergy capsules that were found on the floor nearby. And there was some sort of funny stuff on his shoes, like he'd been walking in sawdust. They'll run tests on that, too, of course.
Good. As soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Mac, the man on the balcony, the one with the mustache.
Go ahead and say it. You mean the one who clobbered me?
If George Tamarian was dead 1 hour before we got there, then why would the man be on the balcony? A killer just doesn't hang around like that.
He might. On the other hand, who said he was a killer?
Oh, no, you're not back already.
Mildred, where are you going?
Oh, I want you to find my message and figure it out for yourself.
What message? Where?
Look in the organ.
On the organ.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dry bones.
Got it?
No.
Them bones, them dry bones, them bones, them dry bones. Got it now?
No.
I get it. Mildred's gonna try again, right?
Right.
Try what again?
I'm going on the wagon, Commissioner. That's why I'm going to my sister's house. You always say I'm so huffy when I try and dry out around here.
Dry bones. Dry bones. I get it.
Oh, wonderful. Did anybody ever tell you you're kind of slow at deciphering messages?
I'll work on it. Meanwhile, good luck. I hope you make it all the way this time.
All the way is the only way I go, Commissioner.
May I help you with your luggage?
Not for a moment. Thank you so much.
Hello? Hi, Sergeant. Yeah, just a second. He's here. Sergeant Enright.
Yeah.
Commissioner, it's Enright. We found a false bottom on the dead man's valise. I think you'd better come over here and have a look at it.
I'll be right there.
Right.
I feel I'm closer to finding him than at any other time. His disguise is clever. Very clever. But somehow, in the back of my mind, the clues are coming together. I'll find him. I'm sure of it.
I don't get it, sir. Find who?
I don't know.
Well, it's strange that he didn't name the man, isn't it?
Before or after he was poisoned?
Well, when he made the report. I wasn't even thinking about after.
When he made the report, he assumed his superior would know who he was talking about. But after he was poisoned, why didn't he name the man?
Well, look, the briefcase containing the message was locked in the closet. Now, he knew that he didn't have time to unlock the closet, take out the briefcase.
So he went for a pen, which was closest.
Yeah, but that pen was dry.
Right. But he died in a chair at that end of the room, and the closet was at that end of the room.
Well, what difference does that make?
Well, if he went for a chair instead of a closet, he was trying to tell me something.
How come you're not talking, Mac? You're always talking and brushing my teeth. Thinking, huh? What are you thinking about?
Huh? Oh. Suppose when George Marion grabbed that blind, he was sending me a message. Look, he's alone. He feels the cyanide, knows he's been poisoned, knows I'm on my way.
Well, he could write it down.
Maybe he did. Maybe he grabbed a pen, didn't work. Then with his dying breath, he pulls down that vine.
But what does that mean, a Venetian blind? Man, could a blind man have done it? You said that accordionist was blind.
Of course. A Venetian blind.
A Venetian blind?
Venice.
Venice, Italy. Venice, California.
No. A man's name. Marion was naming his murderer. Venice. Venice.
It's Venice! Come, Miles! Stay on, Mac!
Venice.
You saw him, Lena. I can't believe it.
I won't believe it.
Venice.
Well, it's not really all right. I mean, you were shouting Elena.
I gotta find her.
It must have been some dream.
I was dreaming about a man named Miles Eisner. He was killed, betrayed by Venice. So were so many others. Elena Standish had worked with him. She's the only one who could identify him. Don't you see? Venice isn't dead. Not if he killed George Marion. Marion found him. So Venice killed George Marion. And Elena isn't safe as long as Venice is alive. She's in real danger.
Would you mind calling her Standish?
She's got to be warned. If I can find her.
No, there is no Elena Standish. There never has been an Elena Standish in intelligence.
But she does exist.
I'm sorry, Commissioner.
Well, when will the chief of personnel be in?
He'll be in about an hour.
You told me that an hour ago.
Well, he'll be here in an hour.
All right. When he comes in, will you have him call me, please? Thank you, Colonel. And if you ever come to San Francisco, watch out where you park your car.
I'm sorry, sir. Nothing. I've checked with every known intelligence unit, and according to them, former agent Elena Standish never even existed.
Well, we'll just have to find her ourselves. She's beautiful, brunette, and foreign-born.
That's not much to go on. Oh, I've had blow-ups made of that old picture of her, but...
Good. I'll give you some more. She loves mountains, she loves big dogs, she loves to paint, and I suspect she lives alone. Check with the police in all mountainous areas, places like Boulder, Colorado Springs, places like that, Aspen. Find out if anybody fitting that general description moved in the last few years.
When?
Tomorrow.
But, sir...
Late today would be better. What have you found out about the poison?
Well, it was cyanide, all right. Sir, he was an intelligence agent. Don't they sometimes...
Rarely. And only behind enemy lines. Not on a Wednesday in a motel in North Beach.
Well, so far, the allergy capsules are clean, sir.
Well, they could all be clean. Except one, if he took one, couldn't they?
But how would the killer know which pill he...
Well, as long as it's question time, where was Marion yesterday? How did he spend his time in San Francisco? And where did he come from?
Sir, we're working on it.
And also, are we sure that stuff on his shoes was sawdust?
Well, sir...
I know. We're working on it.
Hello? Hi, Sally.
Oh, hi, Mildred. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. But there's something about this time of day, and I just got to missing the two of you.
Oh, that's really sweet. We miss you, too.
Yeah, I could just see the two of you sitting there having a little drinky before dinner.
Well, actually, we were just about to have dinner.
At home? Just the two of you? What'd you fix?
No, Mac's taking me out to dinner. I've got to hurry, Mildred, because he wants me to meet him at the Sands Inn first.
The Sands Inn? Why don't you just go upstairs? It's a lot closer, and you can use your real names up there.
Thank you, Mildred. Keep in touch.
It is just like I told that other fellow, the sergeant. He registered as Gregory Maroney, paid his rent every day in advance, no phone calls, no visitors. That we know of, but we don't check much.
I know. It's part of the casual charm of this place. Did he have any identification as Maroney?
I never checked. Well, he said he was from out of town.
And that settled it?
That and paying cash up front.
Thank you. You've been very frank.
Stewie? Hey, Stewie.
I really don't think we've met.
What? Oh, I get it. Don't worry. If you got lucky, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm Rita.
I'm Sally.
My wife.
Gee, and I was always your sister. Well, hon, whatever you are, take good care of it. They don't make them like Stewie no more.
That's good to hear. Do I detect a note of puzzlement? Stewie, old pal?
I really don't think we've met. Hey! My wallet. Wait for me in the car.
Your table's waiting, Commissioner. This way, sir.
Sit down, Mac. Rita, we'll both have coffee.
Mark Erickson. Mark Erickson. Well, you could have just telephoned. You didn't have to send an agent to lift my wallet.
Discretion. Better part of valor, as you recall. Mac, I'm speaking for the entire intelligence community. Stop stirring up flack about Elena Standish.
She's got to be warned. She's been out of it for years. Venice will find her. Venice is dead. No better than that. Venice killed George Marion.
Who told you that?
George Marion.
Before he died?
No, after.
You gonna tell me how he did that? No, you're not. All right, Venice is alive. Marion told me 2 months ago.
Well, how?
Now, don't ask me any questions. We'll operate strictly on a need-to-know basis. Marion was on Middle East assignment. He took a side trip to Wadi Al-Faz, a little village just off the Gulf, near Aden. Mean anything to you?
Isn't that where Venice is supposed to be buried?
Marion discovered the grave was a clever fake. He decided that Venice was alive and in the United States. And he wanted him for his very own. He didn't like people who killed his friends.
Neither do I.
So Marion went on detached service to find Venice.
And he found it.
That's it, man. Stay out of it.
That's not quite it. Elena Standish.
A, she can take care of herself. B, we take care of her anyway.
Elena doesn't know.
C, she does know. Marion went to her as soon as I gave him his hunting license. Where else could he go for leads?
That's my point exactly. That's where Venice will go next.
We'll handle Venice. You don't think we can do it, do you?
You're not going to get the chance. You're forgetting something. I'm police commissioner of San Francisco. Apart from the fact that George Marion was one of my closest friends, I cannot let anyone handle a murder that took place in San Francisco.
You don't have any choice.
I'm going to give you one, though. Either you give me Elena's address, or you go before a grand jury and tell them everything you know about the death of George Marion.
Well, I can't do that, can I? Blow the cover on the whole operation. The plane ride to New Mexico is not so bad. It's the car ride after that's tough on the kidneys.
Are you really sure that this is a road?
It says so on the map.
What does the map say now?
The map says here's a creek. We'll have to walk from here. Ha. You okay?
Uh-huh. I was a Girl Scout, you know.
You were.
Do you suppose she's gonna believe that we just happened to drop by? Oh. Just a nice walk in the country.
You could have stayed home.
Oh, sure, while you come to visit Matahari.
It's a business call.
Oh, let's just say my mother didn't raise any foolish children. Besides, you asked me to come with you, remember?
Of course I remember. You said, do you think I should go with you to see Elena Standish? And I said, do you want to go with me to see Elena Standish? And you said...
I'd love to go with you. How sweet of you to ask.
You're right. Your mother didn't raise any foolish children.
Suddenly, I'm not so sure.
Don't move. Here, boy. Here. You gotta be trained in some language. Try your French.
Viens ici, mes petits chiens. Nous sommes des amis.
How's your Italian? Don't move a muscle. If they go for me, make a dash for the house.
Help! Somebody, please help! Is anybody in there? Please!
Spot! Fido! Fanta! Santile! Suiza! Suiza! Stuart McMillan. Well, I live very simply, but I have everything I need. I have the mountains, time to paint, plenty of solitude. And I have my dogs. They're killers, of course. Trained to Chinese. With names like Spot and Fido, most people try English.
Elena, I'm afraid this is not entirely a social call.
I know that. Otherwise, Mark Erickson would never have told you where to find me.
It's about George Marion. He's dead.
Was it Venice?
Murdered.
Then it was Venice. So many missions betrayed. So many good men. And now Marion. What do you want of me?
What was your conversation with George Marion?
Well, he showed up here one morning and we talked late into the night. Just knowing that Venice was alive seemed to energize him, gave him a mission in life. But he wanted everything I could remember about Venice. Well, I told it all before, Mac. I mean, you know that.
There must have been something.
He wanted a way to identify him. How does one identify a master of disguise who is medium weight, medium height, medium coloring, and with no distinguishing scars, whom one hasn't seen for several years? Russian, British, Arab, young, old, rich, poor. He played all the parts. So, I did these for Marion, ways I had seen Venice, as well as I could remember. This was how he looked when the power station was blown in Nicosia. He escaped to England like this in 1962. But what's the use? He never wore the same disguise twice.
All right, maybe it wasn't the way he looked, but perhaps it was the way he walked, what he ate, something in his lifestyle, where he'd be. You know, you put him on some track.
Lifestyle. It would have to be that. I told George about the last time Venice and I were together. It was in the Café Ben in Mer Saint-Matru, a place that was reasonably safe for both of us. He'd called me there to say goodbye. For the last time, he said. He was quitting, getting out while he still could. He seemed in good spirits. And it was the first time I'd ever heard him talk about his childhood. His parents were performers in a traveling circus in Middle Europe. Like a carnival in America, I suppose. And by the time he was 15, he could walk wires. He could serve as a catcher for a trampoline act. He could juggle. And he still had a soft spot in his heart for that life. So it struck me that if you wanted to disappear, the traveling show where no one asks your name and everyone minds his business. 2 months later, we heard he was dead. Buried at Wadi El Fas.
Mac, George Marion's shoes.
Yes, they had sawdust on them. It suggests that he visited a carnival.
That he'd seen Venice.
But without knowing it. He couldn't recognize Venice, but Venice did recognize George Marion.
And the irony is that Venice admired Marion's work. He often spoke of how brilliant he was. Of course, he recognized you as being the best.
Let's assume for the moment that we've narrowed Venice down to San Francisco. Now, what we need is positive identification. I don't suppose I could ask you to...
Go ahead, ask me.
All right. Would you?
No.
Huh.
I'm out of it now, Mac. I'm an ex-spy. And you know what they say about ex-spies and ex-lion tamers. They never come out of retirement.
Think about it, Elena.
I have thought about it, Mac. And you see, you are still emotionally involved. I'm not. Anymore.
You should be. Because if we don't get Venice, he's bound to get you. Goodbye, Elena.
Goodbye, Mac.
Well, what do you think?
I think your Elena was in love with Venice.
She's not my Elena. And what makes you think that?
Just a feeling I get.
Mm-hmm.
The way she said his name. So personal. You know the last time they met when he told her he was going to quit and disappear?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was just his way of telling her that their affair was over. Part of her wants to help find him. Part of her wants to help him hide, Mac.
Prussic acid or a hydrocyanic acid, both terms being interchangeable, and I might add deadly, regardless which word you use. Now, this poison may be easily obtained because it, detective fiction to the contrary, is almost impossible to administer.
Are you saying that Marion...
Because of the pronounced odor and taste of almonds, bitter almonds, makes it easily detectable. It comes often to the attention of the police as a result of suicides. Now, on the other hand, arsenic or arsenate of lead may be easily administered
Sykes.
only because of...
Sykes!
Sir.
Yes or no? Was Marion poisoned?
Yes, but...
Prussic acid?
Yes, but... if your friend was murdered, sir, now how? How was this poison administered?
It had to be the allergy capsules.
We tested 47 so far. They all had what they were supposed to have in them.
What about the sawdust?
The substance on the deceased shoes?
Yes. It was sawdust.
The commissioner doesn't miss a trick. Very good. But this was not ordinary sawdust, no. It was treated with flame retardant.
Of course. You can't use ordinary sawdust on the floor of a public place.
Exactly. And so treated, you would find it in butcher shops and fish or poultry market, wineries, cheap restaurants.
But this came from a carnival.
Carnival. Commissioner, that's a very good thing. Carnival, I never thought.
You know the name of it, don't you?
Sure do. Carnivals need permits. So I checked Fairfax, San Francisco, and Marin counties. There's only one. It's called the Bel Habib Carnival, and it's been playing about 3 months out at Crescent Beach.
How about a picture of yourself? Smile. That's it. Terrific. Gentlemen. Smile. Good. If you present this card inside the main tent, you can have a free picture of yourself.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Free? I don't see how they do it.
Well, $1.50 a piece to get in the main tent. That's $3 for a snapshot of you and me. I'll take this way.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? May I direct your attention to the uppermost part of the midway? See Kovacs, the human fly, defy the laws of gravity with his daring acrobatic stunts. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Kovacs, the human fly. One of the world's renowned aerobatic artists. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
Come on, step right up. 3 shots, $50. 3 shots for a half. Come on, step right up. Lady, over here. Come on. Excuse me. You ever seen this man?
3 shots for a half. I only talk to paying customers.
Oh. I should warn you, I'm a pretty good shot.
Terrific.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. That's all I know.
Thank you.
Commissioner McMillan? Commissioner McMillan?
Yes?
I thought so. I recognize you by the picture my daughter Ruth took. I'm Clemente Habib, impresario of this enterprise. You see, in this business, we have to expect visits from the police, and so one trains oneself to recognize them. What can I do for you?
Thank you, but even the commissioner of police can spend an afternoon at a carnival without having an official reason.
Oh, please forgive me. Then the gentleman in the picture with you is not a plainclothesman. Come with me, please.
He was, a couple of days back. Did you talk to him? Okay.
I ask no questions of those who work for me. I demand only that they do not drink on the job and that they stay out of trouble. I harbor no criminals. I harbor no one.
He talked to me. Yeah, he was a good shot, too.
Well, my apologies. And you see, I assumed that your visit was connected with that of the other man.
Other man?
But since it is not...
I didn't say that. I am interested in how you knew somebody might be hiding here.
Well, now you know.
The other man?
Yes, his name was what? George Marion.
George Marion's dead. Murdered, which I'm investigating. I'd like your cooperation.
You?
When was he here?
Several days ago.
He was here twice.
Did you take his picture?
Yes, I probably still have it. Should I get it?
Later. What did he want?
Information. You know, the people with the show, how long they've been here, where they worked before. I'm afraid I wasn't very helpful, you see. Our personnel department is, well, rather informal.
Meaning you hire off the street?
Exactly. I gave him a list of the people, indicated those who had been with us many years. I think he talked with everyone. Ruth here, she accompanied him on most of the interviews.
Yes, he seemed most interested in the people that joined us recently, and he took notes. I'm sure he checked.
Did he take any pills?
Wait, he did when he was interviewing Aldo.
Who's Aldo?
The knife thrower.
I'd like to talk to him.
I'm sure that could be arranged, considering that he's been listening to every word we've said to each other. Isn't that right, Aldo?
Ah, did you call me maestro?
Yes, Commissioner McMillan would like to ask you a few questions.
Please, anything.
When George Marion questioned you the other day, did he take any pills?
2. It was awful. All of a sudden, he starts wheezing and sneezing. I thought he was going to die on the spot. Allergic to fur, he tells me, and here I am breaking in my new act. Aldo the Aborigine. Some guys got no luck, Commissioner.
Did the pills help?
Yeah, come to think of it, I think they did. Of course, he was still wheezing when he left, but he was alive.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, Commissioner. Step right this way, ladies and gentlemen. See the wonders of the universe. See Bertha, the bearded lady. Marvin the Jew, the man with 2 noses. See the human fly defy the laws of gravity with his spectacular acrobatic feats. See Sammy Lee, the seal boy. Neither man nor beast. He walks, he talks, he crawls on his belly like a reptile. Hurry, hurry, hurry! See Gilbert the Great astound you with amazing defeats of Ledger Devane. See Mongo, the strange creature with the long, dangling arms. Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Yes, the man on the balcony after Marion got killed.
Well, I'll put out a bulletin on it.
Brawny, bald man with a mustache. We can hold our line up at Candlestick Park. We need a picture.
Yes, sir. Hey, how about Habib's daughter?
Yes, odds are she has a photo, Mr. Mustache.
Yes, sir. Now, listen, there are two things. Yeah. You should talk to a Father Reagan at St. Barnaby's Church. It's right across the street from the main entrance. It seems that he's sort of the unofficial chaplain for this outfit.
And the other thing?
Can I lock this in the trunk of your car?
I'll help any way I can. But as to the background of the people in the carnival, I've only been here 3 months myself. I was abroad before that, a series of missions, Far East mostly. But I did talk to your friend, Mr. Marion. He struck me as an unhappy man, driven, obsessed. He was killed, you say?
Yes, 3 days ago.
Oh, yes, the man in the hotel. I read about it, but I didn't think... When did he die?
Early evening, about 7:30.
7:30, I may have been the last person he talked to. It was nearly 7 when he left here. I suppose that puts me down as what's the term? A possible?
What did you talk about?
Well, he told me everything that you've told me about his search for the missing man, and he gave me some biographical detail on some of the people in the carnival, asked if I could confirm it.
Did you?
Well, as far as I knew, it was accurate.
Did he take any pills while he was with you?
Oh, my, yes. He was wheezing, eyes running. He didn't have to tell me he was allergic. And he was poisoned. Could it have been the pills?
We're looking for a special needle in an untidy haystack. We need somebody who's seen Venice.
You need me because I've seen him. I know that, Mac, but...
I'd arrange it so you'd be protected. He wouldn't have to see you. Well, nothing is perfect, Elena. You're not perfectly safe right now.
I'm a good deal safer than I would be doing another job. And that's what you're talking about, isn't it? A job. A safe one? What we used to call a piece of cake?
You're right, Elena. It's too risky. In all honesty, when it was over, when we had him in custody, he'd know who did it anyway.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I did an unfair thing in asking you. We'll find him, somehow. And when it's over, I'll call you and let you know what he's been doing, where he's been living, and with whom.
You're sure I would be safe?
You'll be safe. Well, not perfectly safe. A Sergeant Enright will be there to meet you in the morning and escort you back. Goodbye, Elena.
She's coming here. How did you manage that?
You were right. She did have an affair with Venice. He ended it. A woman and a faithless lover. 2 emotions to work on, and I used both.
Jealousy, and what was the other one?
Curiosity.
C-U-R... Curiosity, it fits. Aren't you supposed to be calling Sergeant Enright?
Coffee, sir. Would you like more coffee?
You know, Miss Standish, I sure would have liked to have known the commissioner in those days. I mean, I bet he was really something.
There's some information, Sergeant, that never gets declassified.
Yeah, I guess not. But I sure would have liked to have known him in those days. Not that it isn't a privilege to know him now, but I sure would have liked to have known him. Excuse me, do you mind if I try to catch 30, 40 winks before we land?
No, please do. I'm a little tired myself.
Sir, you'll have to deplane now.
Oh. Where's the lady who was seated next to me?
If
Everybody else deplaned 10 minutes ago.
Oh, that's impossible. How could I have... Coffee? Who served me coffee?
I must have wine.
No, I didn't see the face, but her fingers were longer and she had dark nail polish.
I'm sure you're mistaken.
Of course you're not mistaken. The question is, where have they taken her?
They? Venice or Erickson?
Erickson. If it was Venice, she'd be dead. Where's the boss, Rita?
Boss? I'm the boss. My name's Betty Jane Morrison. You want to see some ID?
Commissioner McMillan's office.
Sergeant Enright, I want you to send a detail over to the Panama Club in North Beach. I want this place padlocked.
What?
The liquor license does not reveal the name of the true owner.
Commissioner, is this you?
And call the press room. Send some people over. I got a big story for them.
Forget it, Mac.
Forget it, Emily. Where is she, Mark?
She's one of ours, Mac. We're responsible for her security.
You
as
want
a
me
matter
to
of
arrest
law.
you?
On what?
Obstructing a criminal investigation. No, you don't want me to arrest you, so you're going to tell me where she is.
Let's talk a deal.
No deal. I want full cooperation between your people and my police department.
Well, that's a deal, isn't it? Okay, the Regency. When do you want to see her?
In about an hour.
All right, I'll be there to let you in. Now, look, I'm still in charge of security, or all bets are off.
I rushed these photos over from the lab as soon as possible, sir. They're pictures that Ruth Habib took at the carnival.
Thank you.
I'm truly sorry about losing Miss Standish on that airplane, sir.
Charlie, I allowed the excuse of drugged coffee on an airplane. Just once.
Thank you. Here's George Marion, sir.
Couldn't be anyone else. You saw him at the staging area.
Right.
Mr. Mustache? Do you know him?
Yes.
Who is he?
I don't know. I'm going to meet Elena. Run a check on this photo.
Right.
Mrs. McMillan, I have 3 weapons, and I can kill you in less than a second without using any one of them. Now, I'm going to let you go. Don't scream. Where is he?
My husband? Well, he's at the office, I guess.
He's gone out. Where? Come on, he's wherever they're holding Elena Standish. Isn't that right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose so. He didn't tell me where that was. He doesn't tell me his business problems. I guess he thinks I'm not interested. Isn't it just like a man?
You're telling the truth, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I am interested in his business.
I mean, you really don't know where he is. But you will soon. I'll bet he calls you every afternoon. It'd be crazy not to. I'll wait.
Isn't this a rather unusual place to hide somebody?
Well, the police schools recommend the out-of-the-way flea bag, but that's baloney. Give me a class place every time. A hitman sticks out like a midget at a football banquet. I've got her in a corner room. I've got a man walking the hall. That's 2 walls to the outside, 1 to the hallway, and 1 to the room next door.
Yours?
Of course.
Well, it's only fair to warn you. My housekeeper has a violent temper, and there's no telling what she'll do when she comes in and finds you here.
Your housekeeper's on vacation this week.
Yes, that's right. She's at her sister's. She always goes to her sister's when she's on the wagon. You see, her sister doesn't allow a drop of liquor in the house. That's the danger. That's what I'm trying to warn you about. There's no one more violent than Mildred when she's on the wagon. I suppose that doesn't scare you very much.
It's an animal wagon. Identical to the real thing as far as size, shape, floor drain, and even the smell. We cleared it with Habib, had it repainted to match his equipment. Nobody will give it a second glance. Now, there is one modification. With this window, you'll be able to see everybody through it, but nobody will be able to see you. It's a window from the inside and a mirror from the outside. And it's even bulletproof.
I don't know, Mac. Venice is a genius at disguise, and I haven't seen him for years.
You may not be able to recognize him, but still you might be able to help by simple process of elimination.
I suppose since Mark went to so much trouble to kidnap me, we're going to have to make it count for something, huh?
Would you like a drink? A glass of water? A sandwich? How about a game of 20 questions?
How about a little quiet?
Right. A little quiet.
It's a good plan, Mac. You should never have left the organization.
But?
Yeah, but. Has it occurred to you that we might be looking for somebody who doesn't exist? Suppose Venice is dead.
Then who killed Marion?
Maybe. Just maybe. Marion killed Marion. All right? So Venice isn't buried where he's supposed to be. Well, there have been phony graves before, but that doesn't prove that somebody's alive. But Marion wanted the satisfaction of taking Venice. Now, when he found out there was no Venice...
No.
Prussic acid is a suicide's weapon.
What about the man on the balcony?
Ordinary sneak thief. He came in, saw the body, ducked out when you came in.
Then why the message with the Venetian blind? He was trying to tell us it was Venice.
Mac is right, Mark. When Marion spoke to me, he was not despondent or unhappy or in despair. He was just certain.
Sure. But when his certainty went wrong, then for him, everything was wrong.
Mark, the Venetian blind.
I've been thinking about that. Now, you know that Marion was always a joker, always a life of the party. But maybe he wasn't playing with a full deck. Now, if he killed himself because he found out that he was wrong, it'd be just like him to go out with a joke that'd convince us he was right, just to keep us puzzling for years.
I say we go on looking till we know, one way or the other.
Okay, when do we go snooping?
I think it should just be Elaine and me.
Just like old times.
And Sergeant Enright. He'll ride shotgun.
Mac, I can't give up my responsibility.
You're responsible here. I'll be responsible there. Let's not scare Venice off with a platoon of agents.
All right.
I'll pick you up at 6. That ought to get us to the carnival about 7. Doesn't give us much time. May I use your phone?
Be my guest.
Wait.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
Oh, Mac, I'm so glad you called. You didn't forget about Mildred's graduation tonight, did you?
Huh?
From her cooking class, tomato and olive aspic.
Well, I don't think so. I'm with...
Oh, Mac, Mildred will be heartbroken.
I'm with...
Well, you'll just have to do the best you can.
Okay. There's an outside chance.
Good.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, I'm no mind reader. Where is it?
Oh. Oh, it's at the Epicure Club.
Oh, terrific. I'm at the Regency right across the street. I'll be right with you. I gotta go. Goodbye.
I love you too, darling. Goodbye. That wasn't fair. He only told me where he was because I happened to mention the name of that place across the street.
Lady. All right, I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah. You haven't hurt your finger. I'll do it here. I don't want to put you in any extra trouble.
Father Regan?
Commissioner, what a pleasant surprise.
Is it?
Is it what?
Either one, pleasant or a surprise. What are you doing here?
Well, I don't know that I'm required to account for.
Not required, Father, but it would help.
I've been with the banquet manager, Mr. Kelso, about a benefit dinner for St. Barnaby's. The carnival people have generously offered to furnish the entertainment.
How long has this been planned?
Oh, all very last minute. I'm not the best organized man in the world. By the way, how's your investigation? Do you still believe your friend Mr. Marion was murdered?
Do you believe otherwise?
Well, it occurred to me that perhaps Mr. Marion found the man he was looking for.
And didn't turn him in?
Is it possible that he found his man and killed him?
It's possible. And then what?
The joys of vengeance are almost solely those of anticipation. Afterwards?
Suicide? Father, no offense, but I've had a law enforcement man tell me Marion may have killed himself because he didn't find Venice. Now you're trying to tell me that he killed himself because he did find him. Now, I'm not looking for a suicide motive. I'm looking for a murderer.
Hello, operator. Please dial the Regency Hotel for me.
The what?
The Regency Hotel.
That number can be reached by direct dialing.
Yes, I know, but I can't dial and tie up.
We're all very busy. But if you wish me to dial for you, very well.
Thank you.
What is the number, madam?
I don't know the number.
The number can be obtained from your telephone directory.
Yes, I know, but I can't reach my telephone directory.
If you are in need of additional directories, your
Operator, will you get me information?
furnish you. Directory assistance, dial 411.
I can't dial 411. I can't dial anything. You will have to dial.
Do I understand, madam, that you wish me to dial 411 for you?
Operator!
Mrs. McMillan! Must be seeing things. Here, I thought I was sober.
Call the Regency Hotel.
What?
Call the Regency Hotel.
Oh, first I'm going to call the police.
No, call the Regency Hotel. Mac is there with Elena Standish.
You're right. This is no matter for the police. We'll handle this in our own way.
Yes, Father Regan's function. Citrate segments, top sirloin of beef.
How long has this been planned?
It started just this morning. Frankly, I'm against it. The thought of all those carnival types dribbling sawdust through our lobby. They never learn to
Hey, that's for me.
If you don't mind, the house phone's over there. I'm expecting a phone call from a wedding party. Chicken Veronique, risole potatoes, peas au gratin, and chocolate chip ice cream. Chocolate chip?
Hi, Sally. Of course I knew it was you. What?
Mac, it's Elena. She's been stabbed.
I'll call you right back. You're sure you're all right? Okay. She alive?
It's a nasty wound, half-inch deep, I'd say.
I told you I was going on the wagon. When I come home and find you like this, I wonder if it's worth it. Boy, I could use a drink.
No, Mildred, you've gone 4 straight days without a drink, haven't you?
I've been at my sister's 4 straight days, haven't I? And straight is the word, believe me.
4 days. That must be some sort of a record for you. I thought you said you were going to be gone all week. How come you came back? Couldn't you take it?
Oh, listen, I had to get out of there. It wasn't the drinking. I mean, I was doing fine. But I couldn't listen to my sister sober. You know, it's funny. When I was drinking, I always thought she was so amusing. She sounded just like me.
She didn't sound like you this time?
No, that was the depressing part. She still sounded exactly like me. Only nothing she said was funny.
Lucky. I just missed the rib cage, the lungs. An inch to either side, a little deeper. You understand, a wound of this sort, I must report.
You just did. I'm Commissioner McMillan.
Of course. Look, she's quite all right, but I'd recommend against any strenuous activity.
We'll take good care of her. And, Doctor, I'd appreciate it if you didn't report this to anyone else.
Yeah, no, wait. Bye.
Elena?
How do you feel?
Weak, but lucky.
How did it happen?
Well, I was next door, and she was dressing, and I heard a thud and a moan. When I got in here, she was on the floor, next to the window on her side. That was in her back. Now, you may want your guys to check prints on that.
Yeah.
She said that while she was dressing, she saw something.
Let me.
No, you're supposed to.
No, I can tell you. While I was dressing, something flew past the window and dropped, like a body, or as though someone had jumped or fallen from above. So I did what anybody would do. Any fool. I went to the window and I looked out. Now, I must have heard that knife coming, because I remember turning, and then I think I passed out.
We got her on the bed, and then I called the doctor. Then I had the sidewalk checked below. Nothing. Now, if something like a hotel pillow was thrown from up above, a passerby must have walked off with it.
What about the rooms above?
Well, the room directly above is occupied by a salesman from Cleveland, but he appears clean. He was out.
And further up?
There is another floor, but it was vacant. There doesn't seem to have been anybody in there.
But it must have come from one of those rooms.
Well, it doesn't prove that someone didn't go in, does it?
Well, the guy that planned this is not going to leave any souvenirs.
That's what I mean.
The carnival.
No, we can take care of that in a day or two.
No, tonight. Don't you see? He doesn't know whether he's killed me or not. That gives us the advantage. Mark, may I have a moment alone with Mac? Sit down, Mac. Sally told you, didn't she?
What?
That Venice and I... that there had once been something between us.
Oh, and how could she know a thing like that?
I could tell by the way she looked at me. She's a woman, Mac. Women sense these things. And I'm a woman, too, and I know that she knew. She did tell you.
Well, she may have told me a little. I didn't believe her.
Ah, that's a mistake, Mac. You should always believe her. I loved him. God help me, I held him in my arms and I loved him. But it doesn't matter. When George Marion came to ask me for help, I wanted to help him. I knew I should want to help him.
You did help.
Yes, but part of me wanted Venice to escape. She told you that too, didn't she? When is it over, Mac? When does somebody stop loving somebody?
I think when he tries to kill you.
Dear Mac, cool and clear-sighted as always. Then try to understand that it must be tonight. While I still hate him. Tonight, Mac, please. Thank you.
Now just watch and relax. If you see anyone that interests you, speak up.
Does that apply only to spies?
What about them? Habib, he owns the carnival. The photographer is his daughter.
The father? It's hard to say. A little bit old, but that would be easy enough to do. There's something about the cheekbones.
Yeah, we'll make him impossible.
Haven't you checked out the backgrounds of the people who work here?
As far as we were able. Naturally, Venice would assume the identity of somebody who had to be clean. Kill and impersonate. Let's just concentrate on the physical types. The man with the cape, Kovacs.
I don't think so.
Are you sure? He does a human fly act, probably capable of scaling a hotel wall.
I really don't think so. The hands are different, smaller.
Scratch Kovacs. What about the man with the sunglasses?
Impossible. Too much jaw.
Scratch sunglasses. What about her, Madame Olga?
A woman?
She's advertised as one.
Well, her records.
We don't know they're really hers. Didn't you say Venice escaped to England, disguised as a woman?
Not that woman.
Scratch the madam. What about them? The one on the left is Aldo, a knife thrower.
No, I think he's too small. And the shoulders, they... Who's that? The man on the right.
I don't know. Yes, I do. It's, Harper. He runs a Ferris wheel.
You see, he's just the right shape. And his head. But the walk is all wrong. There was more spring to Venice's step.
Oh, a man can change his walk.
But why would he, unless he knew he were being observed?
Yes?
Sykes here, Commissioner. I found something extremely important that I think you should see.
Can it wait?
No, sir, we can't wait. Well, as you always say, you never know when one clue scientifically advanced may be the one clue that will get the job done, as it were. This is it, Commissioner.
All right, I'll be there. My lab man, he leaves nothing to chance.
Good. Venice leaves nothing to chance either.
I'll be at this number. Lock the door behind me. If you need Sergeant Enright, knock on that wall. And make sure he identifies himself.
Mac, you're mothering me.
I am. I'm sorry.
I haven't lived this long allowing strangers into rooms with no exits.
I assume you won't mind if I worry a little.
No, that'd be good for you.
Oh, please, Mrs. McMillan. You're forgetting my condition. Sober.
Sorry, Mildred. Why doesn't Mac call? Where is he?
Well, since we're asking questions, why don't we start with the big one? Who's he with?
Elena Standish.
Oh, yeah, the former spy. Swell.
He's worried about her. He thinks her life could be in danger.
And you?
I'm worried about Mac.
Good thinking.
Who's the man with the mustache? What does he want? I'm sure that he's following Mac and Elena right now.
Well, I certainly hope so. It's better than being alone together, isn't it?
Mildred.
This is what I raced all the way over here to see? I thought you said you cracked the case.
Actually, the crack is here, sir, in the handle of the knife. This is a Syrian camel skinning knife, possibly Iranian. There's an extensive literature on knives, which I've studied them all.
Sykes.
Sir, would you mind looking at this, please? You will observe that the lead core in the curved handle visibly cracked. A hairline fracture, you might say. True, nevertheless. How do you suppose that happened?
Probably stepped on by an overweight dromedary.
Oh, hardly, sir. I would have been able to detect some part of the animal's hoof. Is the commissioner joking?
The commissioner is not sure. What about the pills?
Oh, I have just finished testing the pills.
Good. What'd you find?
Each contains 27 grams of cellulose, 4.2 gram essence of...
Poison?
No, sir. No poison at all.
Do you mean to say that you called me all the way down here just to show me a crack in a knife?
Well, it's a recent crack. An irregularity on the murder weapon. Think of it, sir. Police lab, cite him. Yes. It's for you, sir.
Yes?
Mac, the Ferris wheel man, Harper,
What about him?
he just went by again, and he's walking differently. More bounce. Springy.
Where'd he go?
Well, that's the funny thing. The Ferris wheel is closed, but he went over to it, and I haven't seen him leave. Should I send the sergeant over to look?
No, that would leave you alone. I'll be right over.
Commissioner! I saw the wheel stop and go, and I thought it was you.
Elena.
Open up!
Are you all right? Was there something by the Ferris wheel?
A dead man. I got my first good look at him. It's Miles Eisner.
But Miles was killed years ago. I mean, we saw.
We thought we saw.
You mean he's been alive all these years and nobody knew?
One person knew.
Maybe I was wrong, but it was necessary. Everybody assumed that Eisner was dead, and that gave me an agent who could work black. The only people who knew that Eisner was alive were Eisner and me. I was his control.
And you couldn't trust me enough?
I don't operate on trust. I operate on need
and
to
it
know.
didn't bother you all these
years? Of
years?
course it bothered me.
Well, not enough to tell me. I have a need to know now.
Eisner found out that Marion was going after Venice, and he was furious, wild with rage. It should have been his assignment. One unknown hunting another. He begged me to take Marion off the job and give it to him. When I refused, he disappeared.
What?
That's right. He broke away from me. I think Eisner followed Marion, thinking Marion would lead him to Venice, and then he could finish off Venice without worrying too much about technicalities.
Because he didn't exist, officially.
When Marion was killed, Miles latched onto you. He must have thought you were getting close.
I wasn't.
You didn't think so. Eisner did. It looks like he was right, doesn't it? You were close.
I get it. Eisner was the man with the mustache. Only you didn't figure it out because he...
Because he lost his hair and grew a mustache.
Right.
And besides, I didn't get a good look at him. Why did George Marion die in a chair?
You'll figure it out, darling.
Figure what out? Assume Venice tried to kill me. Why? Because he thinks Marion told me something? Because I brought Elena here? Something that happened in the carnival? Why did Marion die in a chair?
Going around in circles.
Any questions? Problem is which one to work on first.
Pick one. Flip a coin. Leave it to chance.
My lab man leaves nothing to chance.
Good. Venice leaves nothing to chance either.
Observe that the lead core of the curved handle.
Venice leaves nothing to chance.
Mac.
Neither did George Marion.
What are you mumbling about? The last thing I said was flip a coin.
Yes, you did. And I love you. Call Sergeant Enright. Tell him to pick up Aldo, the knife thrower, and bring him to Elena's room quickly as possible. And get the knife from Sykes and bring it along with him. And thanks.
Anytime. Why did George Marion die in a chair?
Nobody can say that.
Just walk right in.
Right off.
Wherever they go.
I mean, this joker just walks in and says, hey,
They're
I'm
people.
getting you straight.
No, they have rights.
They
have rights. Quiet.
It's over.
I just wanted to talk to Aldo.
What do you have against him? That he's a knife thrower?
I have nothing against him.
Aldo is not a suspect?
No, I need his expertise. There are no fingerprints on this knife, so we can handle it. Can you throw this knife?
If it's a knife, I can throw it.
Accurately.
It's a very old knife. Made for skinning, I would say, not throwing. Curved handle. Lead-filled, I would say. But it could be thrown accurately. I mean, I could hit a target with it. But the curve and the weight could cause the knife to flip over in flight.
Could you control it?
With practice, I could make this knife land point first almost all the time. Say 8 out of 10 throws.
Not good enough.
But I was hit by it. I didn't imagine this wound in my back.
Your wound is real enough. Nevertheless, the knife was not thrown.
What do you mean it wasn't thrown? It had to be thrown. She was alone in the room. Are you saying that somebody got through my security and then walked out again? Are you saying I did it?
If anybody threw the knife, it was Venice. But nobody could be sure the knife would land point first. As Elena reminded me, Venice leaves nothing to chance. Venice did not throw the knife. The knife was not thrown.
Then how did Elena get that?
The attack on Elena came rather late in the game. Let's back up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Sergeant.
Sir?
You up to a little role playing?
Anything to say, sir?
Right. Your name is George Marion. You are alone in your room with the Sands Inn. You've just swallowed prussic acid, but you don't know it yet. You take it in a capsule. When you feel it, you'll know what it is. You feel it. You now have 30 seconds left to live. You now realize a spy named Venice poisoned you, and you know who Venice is because you know who had access to your capsules. You grab for a pen on the table. But it won't write. Your friend McMillan is due any minute. So how can you get a message to him that'll implicate Venice?
Venice. 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 Venetian blind.
Take a look at this. You fell on the floor, but Marion's body is sitting in a chair.
Well, I did exactly what you told me.
And you were perfect.
So Marion is seated in a chair.
And the Venetian blind is on end.
Not only that, but his body is braced up against it, so it'll stay that way. Now, why go to all that trouble if the message was Venice did it?
That wasn't the message.
Not all of it. The Venetian blind represents Venice. And it was on end. Upright.
Venice is upright?
Pretty close. Mark, it works in English. But remember that funny fractured German Marion used to use? Venice is on end. Upright. Standing up. Venice is standing.
Venice is standing. Venedig steht.
No, fractured.
Venice standish is. Venice is standish.
That's right. Venice is Elena Standish.
Mac, that's the worst joke since George Marion changed the washroom signs at Russian Secret Intelligence. You are serious?
There never was a Venice. You created him years ago when you became a double agent. When your missions were betrayed, sold out, you blamed it all on Venice, a man only you had seen.
I don't believe you're saying this. I mean, it's ridiculous. And there's no way to prove it, one way or the other. I mean, you know that.
Your creation of Venice was brilliant. It assured you of perfect retirement with honors. All of your missions were successful except for the few he betrayed, which, of course, nobody would blame on you. So with no further need for him, you let us believe he had died. Unfortunately, Marion discovered the corpse was a phony and set out after Venice. You couldn't let that go on, could you?
Why not? What could he find? He was looking for a man who didn't exist.
Marion was a skillful agent. If he'd looked long enough, he'd realize he was looking for a... What was it he used to say?
A tall, short...
Yeah. No, a tall, thin, short, fat, bald man with curly hair. Marion used to say that if you start looking for him, you better give a hard look at the people giving the description. He'd have figured it out. He'd have reached that point.
So I killed George Marion. He died in San Francisco while I was in Taos, but I killed him? How? Oh, I know. I flew in on my broomstick and I told him that the pills were candy.
When you found out he was after Venice, you knew you'd have to kill him. So when he came to your place, your dog set him to coughing and sneezing, and he had to take one of his pills, and it all fell into place for you. You got a hold of his capsules and put poison in one of them.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute. She couldn't have known when he'd take it.
All the better. She'd given him a lead to Venice that guaranteed him a tour of every carnival in the country. They all have animals. So he took his pills, and by, he took the one that counted, far away from her.
And the suspects would be carnival people?
Of course.
You're not taking this seriously, are you?
How did she get the knife in her back?
Oh, I'm surprised at you. I thought every intelligence man knew that trick. Incidentally, this is the part that cracked the knife handle. Now, this part takes real guts. She backed into this, released the door, and walked to the window with a knife in her back. Something like this.
That's quite enough. I want to see everybody's hands at all times. And I do hope I don't have to demonstrate the alternative.
As one professional to another, Elena, you've got the wrong hostage. I mean, if I were escaping, I'd take with me a high police official. He wouldn't scream or get hysterical. And I would, in effect, have the opposition commander under my control.
Are you volunteering? I assume you will be kind enough to call and remove your operatives from the lobby.
Where to, Elena?
Cab to the airport.
Then,
You charter a plane.
to take us where?
You don't have to say where. You're the commissioner. It's an emergency.
That's right. You won't have to name a destination until the plane's in the air. Then where? If you were an agent for a foreign government, probably be a boat waiting for you in some lonely harbor or another plane waiting somewhere. But you've got no homeland to go to. It's only a question of which country will put you in prison for life or which country will execute you.
Keep moving, Mac.
No.
I'll kill you.
You're gonna do that anyway, aren't you? If it isn't here, it'll be someplace else, probably with a lot of people around. At least here, there'll only be one more casualty. But remember, once you've killed me, you've got no hostage. And that leaves Erickson's men free to kill you, probably before you get out of the lobby.
You knew how all this would end, didn't you? You planned it, Mac. All of it. Getting the people to look at the knife. Giving me the chance to... And you tricked me.
Let's face it, it's over. You're a spy with no cover. You've got nowhere to go. It's all over.
Well, I told you you'd figure it out. There's only one thing that I can't figure out. Usually when you figure it out, I can figure out how you figured it out. Only this time, I can't figure it out.
Okay. What can't you figure out?
Well, Elena killed Eisner. How did Elena kill Eisner? I mean, she was sealed in the animal cart and he was at the Ferris wheel.
Easy. She wasn't sealed in. The world was sealed out. When you're protecting somebody, you guard against break-in, not break out.
Yes, but Enright would have seen her walk out the door.
That was a real animal cart we used. Had a drain in the floor. All she had to do was lift the grill off, climb out from underneath. She got back in the same way.
I never could have known that.
You know, when we were at her house, she lied to us. I should have had it, but you almost got it.
I did. You mean when she told us about that last meeting with Venice?
A spy never tells another spy when he's retiring.
But I told you that it wasn't spy to spy. I told you that it was man to woman.
Makes it all the more unbelievable. When a man ends a love affair, he doesn't go to all of that trouble to arrange a meeting with the lady. He goes to all that trouble to avoid it.
You know you're right.
Of course I'm right.
How did you know all of that?
Oh, in my younger days.
Yes.
I was an insatiable reader. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
How did you know I was right?
Well, in my younger days,
Yes.
I think we read the same books.
আব্বা আম্মা যদি তোর ছোটকালে জানতো তোর হাইটের লগে তোর গাদামির হাইটটা একটু বাড়বো, তাহলে নিজ দিয়ে এমনিতেই 6 ইঞ্চি কেটে দিত, তোর আর গাদামি বাড়তো। শুন, আব্বা আম্মা যা বলে তা কর, বিয়েটা কর, আর আমার রাস্তাটা একটু ক্লিয়ারটা কর।
ও
আমি তোমার পথের কাটা না। তোরা কেউ চাস না যে আমি পড়াশোনা করে এই নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াই।
তুই তো নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াস নাই, তুই তো আমার কাঁধের উপর ভর করে দাঁড়ায় আছিস। এই আসো। বড় এই কি হচ্ছে তোরা সকালবেলা এরকম কাঁদতেছিস কেন? আব্বাও কাঁদতেছে, আম্মাও কাঁদতেছে। কিছু আম্মা কি সকালবেলা কি সিরিয়াল দেখা শুরু করছে? তাহলে কিছু চুরি হয়েছে বাসায়? কেউ মারা গেছে? কেউ কি মরার আগে হসপিটালে অ্যাডমিট হয়েছে? তাহলে কি হয়েছে? সবাই এরকম আয়োজন করে কাঁদতেছে কেন?
বাবা মা বলতেছে আমার নাকি পড়াশোনার দরকার নাই, ধান থাকলে নাকি ধানের মাঝে চিটাও থাকে, আমি নাকি চিটা।
হ্যাঁ তাহলে তো ঠিকই বলছে। আর তুই কখনো দেখছো আব্বা আম্মা পোলাপানের সাথে মিথ্যা কথা বলে?
ভাই কি ওই কথা কইছে? কইছে আমার 1 মাসের মধ্যে বিয়ে করা লাগবে, বিয়ে করে 9 মাসের মধ্যে বাচ্চা পয়দা দেওয়া লাগবে।
মাত্র 9 মাস টাইম দিছে? তুই তো নির্ঘাত ফেল করবি। মানে তোর যে পড়াশোনার কন্ডিশন, তুই 9 মাসের সাথে তোর আরো মিনিমাম 4 মাস টাইম দেওয়া লাগবে, তারপর যদি 12। আচ্ছা দোকানদাররা অবশ্য নতুন যারা বিয়ে করে তাকে চেয়ার দিকে তাকায় থাকে 2 পয়সা ইনকামের জন্য, তোর দিয়ে সেটাও হবে না। তুই চিন্তা বাদ। হ্যাঁ বল।
তুইও
কি?
আমি আগে সন্দেহ করছিলাম তুই আমার মায়ের পেটের ভাই না। মায়ের পেটের ভাই হলে তুই এরকম করে কথা বলতে পারতি না। তোর আমার না কোনো মিল নাই, না আছে স্বভাবের মিল, না আছে চরিত্রের মিল, না আছে তোর এই যে চেহারার মিল, গায়ের কালারের মিল, কোনো কিছু মিল নাই। বাইকটা
শোন, আব্বা আম্মা যদি তোর ছোটকালে জানতো তোর হাইটের লগে তোর গাদামির হাইটটা একটু বাড়বো, তাহলে নিজ দিয়ে এমনিতেই 6 ইঞ্চি কেটে দিত, তোর আর গাদামি বাড়তো। শোন, আব্বা আম্মা যা বলে তা কর, বিয়েটা কর, আর আমার রাস্তাটা একটু ক্লিয়ারটা কর।
ও আমি তোমার পথের কাটা না, আমি তোমার জীবনের বাধা। তোরা কেউ আমার ভালো চাস না, তোরা কেউ চাস না যে আমি পড়াশোনা করে এই নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াই।
তুই তো নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াস নাই, তুই তো আমার কাঁধের উপর ভর করে দাঁড়ায় আছিস। শোন, আমি তোর ছোট হিসেবে চাই তুই আব্বা আম্মার কথাটা শোন, তুই 1 মাসের মধ্যে বিয়েটা কর, আমি কবজি ডুবায়া তোর বিয়ের কাচ্চি খাবো, বুঝছস? এই আসো।
Thì 400 à? 400. Đây kiếm thêm năng lượng này. Somos 700 rồi, rebat được một lần nữa. Ok. Lần này sẽ rebat thêm 10 anh quay qua kia anh binh. Anh sẽ là bố của qua kia. Yes. Thua hoài à? Không cội thắng à? Át một thực sự là khó đấy. Sẽ lấy một cái đồ ánh sáng đi, sẽ là cái cung xanh ánh sáng đi. Hai cái giảm hiệu hai bên nhỉ? Thôi kệ, phải đang kéo một cái vùng đồ. Về rồi 25 chắc là nốt nào nữa thì lên 8 vậy. Lại là cái thằng Zurich này, sao nó vẫn lên được con ấy bài nhỉ? Như là con Zurich bài lâu dài đổi nó con Nautilus nữa, mình cầm tận 4 con Nautilus rồi chúng nó vẫn còn à. Ê xong ý làm mày không ba đó, thua không? Thua à. Ok rồi, đi rồi. Top mấy đây? Chưa đi, sắp đi. Anh đi xa rồi, anh không lái xe nữa, anh đắp mộ rồi, không thể nào rai khát được. Khóc U Linh à, em phải cút. Cút đi. Đây đi đây cho đỡ bị bắn vào đầu. Cày tê tại bị bắn cặp tự. cầu của cô bà. Bộ cô bà nhưng mà ít tiền không sao? Ít tiền. Tích xong rồi bao nhiêu máu? Có 5.000 máu rồi sao? Chắc thế. Bế mày. Đối kia ông chết ạ. Đối kia xét bế không được. Không thiếu mấy cái cùng đao. Chậm quá. Đây đừng người nó vả. Rồi nó vả chứ à? Mày tí thua. Đi chợ nhặt xem một cái cung đi. Sợ nhặt một cái cung đi. Anh cũng sắp không đi rồi, anh sẽ được đi chợ trước. Ai à, cung đao kìa. Đao số cả mày đi, anh chơi lắm. Đừng nhặt nhầm đồ. Xong. Có đủ đồ này. Chả có nào mình này có ấn gì à? Ấn gì ấy? Thần thoại ấn sử ra. Trốn không? Trốn không? 400 củ đây. Thì có phải nữa là 531 củ. Tiền perfect. Perfect. Mipi code 416 lap. Qua 400 lap rồi. Rồi. Pháp rồi xong này. Đi lao, và này còn đồ đéo nữa. Còn nào làm phép không? Sát thương phép này. Sát 500 sát thương phép này. Con này full sát thương phép này. Ok. Làm đéo có gì. Còn một cái kiếm có đồ mà đéo. Ok, xong. Với ai đây? Ba cái thằng kia. Bạn kia có lắc thì sự láo đấy. Bạn kia có cả lắc thì đéo dấu ấy. 500 củ rồi, thiếu 30 triệu nữa. Thiếu 26 triệu mốt nữa thì sẽ được là đủ tiền để trip bớt hơn nữa. Lên 6.6 rồi. 6.4 nhỉ, cái mất rồi. Nhưng mà là tầm 6 chấm hơn. Yes. Mày A2 nữa là xong. A2 nữa là xong game. Ui rê. Hỏng đấy. Ui tí cút đánh bóng ạ. Bóng thằng nào ấy? Hộ cái đê. Thằng bốc lửa. Gì tí thua. Chi mình cầm bóng nó tí cút. Cho thêm máu à 19 thì làm chi là mình phải thắng không mình cút một trong hai thằng này. Được vẫn đéo đủ. Kéo ra át này. Thằng này cầm 2 con át. Thằng này không cầm át nào. Nó muốn lửa đeo giết nó rồi. Nó đang máu rồi bây giờ thì 15. Nó muốn chết thì mình chết. Cái thằng ngoài con lắc 3 bắn phát cho gần một con át 100 cút. Nó cầm át rồi nhưng mà nếu là át nhở cũng mất 4 con mà. Không tỏ một bắn lỏ lắm. Để bảo mà bắn lỏ nhất còn CC bị hất tung nữa trốn. Còn lắp bắn số phát chết át thì mày qua là bắn nhóc kia chưa? Mày đi bố thắng gì đây rồi đến được cái giao dòng rồi. Có kiếm đồ tanh tụ cao vậy thôi 130 quay thì số 3 5 6 6 3 7 40 à 5 9 10 40 à 98 à ai 98 này phải bay một phân rồi. What the hell của em. Rồi bye bye. Đi đâu à. Rồi phải đủ bye kiếm tiền 36 phải kiếm 80 tỷ. Tăng 80 tỷ để quay 10 lần của chiến sĩ sinh hoạt kia. Của đây sử dụng căng ấy của 37k lợi dụng đấy. Ui thua Lạnh lại. Xong rồi quay 36 mở cái bước lại nha. Đó không perfect rồi buồn đấy. Đó đi đây rất là chít ui không đấu à. Động rất là mở trung tâm rồi 2 lần có cái gì 3 lần có cái gì 4 lần 5 lần 22 tiền tắt giật nước màu này 39 tỷ năng lượng giống hải ở đây ạ theo 1 tỷ năng lượng giống nhỉ. Cái gì chỉ cần nói nha. Tỷ năng lượng mà nó nên nhớ lượng vãi. Lưỡi kiếm uy lực. Ui bây giờ hút rồi vậy làm à bài chọn không vậy thầy ơi. Đấy tên hai con kia được hai con hút ly tại 59 màu rồi. Phải tiếp rồi. Phải tiếp hút lên đi. Đó. Đó. Không bay ở không tính. Nha. Mút rồi. Mút phải sẽ bay được 5 lần bay luôn. Chờ nó mệt lắm. Chờ đâu 5 quả Vinh. Còn cái gì đấy nhà biết chợ ngay đừng nè dừng lên ly của tao quát ly của tao đâu quát ly rồi à Legendary đây rồi. Cộng một tỷ sức mạnh. Quát ly nữa là đẹp, quát ly nữa đẹp, quát ly nữa đẹp, quát ly nữa đẹp, quát ly nữa đẹp. Đẹp được nhé. Là Legendary của quả này sự kết cục đấy. Rồi cuối này, phát cuối này. Quát ly, xanh lá. Được được. Đúng là xanh lá thật đấy. Là poison nhé. Nhau 1, 2, 3, 4 là sẽ xịn lắm. Bên chị Watley này còn 9.000 thôi á. Đúng nhỉ, rồi quay Watley ra rồi quay 200k. What the hell. Lấy gì đấy? Kiếm không? Lưỡi kiếm một bố 15k power. Trong đây là 9k 100k exit, 2k exit epic. Có gì biết à? 9k exit. Để xem cái này rất là ngang. Thừa reverse 2 lần mà. Qua đây kiếm tiền để reverse nha. Chẳng mà sao chúng nó cứ chơi ở đây. Kiếm tiền reverse ở đây ạ. Ra chúng nó cứ bày ở đây thì anh cũng bày ở đây rồi. Đến quan reverse. Rồi ra khỏi xe. Kinh red ra kinh red thờ red luôn. Chuẩn form vậy thầy ơi. Sojin này. Sojin khả năng à. Kiếm đồ cho Asia rồi. Có quan trọng gì ra đâu. Sắp đủ đồ. Bình chiến linh. Đầu ra quan oan giỏi mà cho huy hiệu thần rừng thực sự là hợp lý đấy thầy. Wow là hợp lý. Luận đầu à để tài chính. Tắc kè phải thần rừng cũng vậy, tắc kè loài mắt. Lắc đít à? Lắc đít ra sau. À, đẹp đấy nhỉ, đẹp đấy. Là đẹp. Không sao đâu bạn ơi. Không sao. Ngồi đầu. Mình không biết. Bay nhanh bay đét vào. Bay tỷ lap. Phải không vậy? Đặt tình chưa? Thích chưa? Thích rồi. Thích rồi. Chịu rồi. Phải bay trên đỉnh một lúc mới xuống. Wow. Có phần nữa theo hết 38. Ui. Eo cái ông thua mà. Thua được mà. Cái này thua được mà. Chuồn không? Quà sinh nhật là trai quý nhỉ? Thua được mà mình thua này mà. May xăm này vậy. Ok, đấy, đây đã tự di chuyển, là thầy di chuyển, là thầy chỉnh hai bên là xong. Binh không phải, binh không phải, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh không thầy ơi, binh, ai á, chôn tao. M là nó 50m. Nhanh lên tao. Từ từ rồi. Mắc thêm 7 lên. Chuẩn không nhỉ? Bay sự đét đấy. Đấy là đẹp. Vậy đi Hay à, mảnh rất nhiều mảnh nha, rất nhiều mảnh nha. Cung luôn mà, thôi xin cái mảnh lấy đồ cho oan vậy. Thêm cái giáp máu nữa. Kiếp, mấy cái mảnh cũng hết sạch mà. Anh lấy mảnh còn lại. Chả có mặt thì sao? Chả có mặt sao? Phải không? Người anh gãy hết rồi. Người anh gãy hết rồi. À đây rồi. Anh có cách anh quỳ quay. Anh quỳ quay được cái Vũ này. Chả có mặt sao? Có là đâu. Phải không? Ừ, chỉ bay không? Bay chỉ bay. Quỳ ngay. Bài luôn chủ. Đây không? Có tùy không? Chôn bố. 2 thì 8 à? Quỷ ác quỷ. Ác quỷ Valorant mà. Vua nghiện. Nghiện lặng mà, sự lặng ấy. À quên mất, tin cường cái rồi anh em ạ. Đó nó đi để tía đi mua đồ đi quân sự cùng với cả bọn bạn nói bằng Long ấy. Đâu nó bảo không biết có mang máy tính đi đi không đây. Bác Hồ à, sự quá không? Rồi sau 45 máu à, chuỗi thua liên tục rồi. Thua nhiều thắng rồi. 45 máu thua nhiều thắng. Đây rồi. Ôi. Sắp chết rồi. Không à? Kéo đây. Ê. Xuống đó không? Ngoài như cốc à. Ngọt. Bẩn. Trông bẩn điên à. What the hell? Tôi không mua. Nhân viên con nét. Chuẩn không? Trời bố. Nói là có phải hả? Anh có ăn đâu, ăn làm gì? Ăn nóng lắm. Để muộn ngày. Rồi anh vẫn đẳng cấp hơn à? Anh em tao hỏi mấy chuyện à? Ba chửi luôn không? Thằng ấy chửi. Nó chửi trước lấy lại thế không? Chửi trước lấy lại thế. Ui thì cũng đây. Anh đang có khách à? Cái mắt xếp lộn đấy. Làm hiền giả, xin ra làm hiền giả đồ đẹp ngồi quần của anh đéo rồi nữa. Tàn thua thằng nào nữa, phút thì cuộc đời, không mày đánh game quá đen. Thôi, phút đi. 3 tỷ tư à? Anh còn 1 tỷ rưỡi, 1.000 tỷ, 1.500 tỷ nữa sao? Đúng nha. Sao? Vì bất lần tư thì bất lần tiếp theo chắc phải 15.000 tỷ đấy. Chôn. Núp. Hả? Kìa. Kể sức mạnh bao nhiêu? Kể sức mạnh bao nhiêu? Còn pet à? Còn pet một con mythic, 2 con legend đấy. Là một con 2,5 mà 2 con 1 mà. Nhưng mà cái sức mạnh bay của anh là 23,15 tỷ. Ừ à. Nhưng mà đéo này rất vui, chồn vô. Cái vui. Lần mà rất vui là cái gì? Rồi. Nhưng mà nó FPS rồi. Cái thằng cầm súng mà không phải nhân vật chính à? Trồn nhỉ à? Ghê vậy. 16 lap à? 6 tuổi à? Sắp rồi. Sắp bị chìm. Và nói chuyện với anh em bình. hồi đầu anh cũng nói về game mà, hồi đầu chẳng phải nói về game. giờ master rồi. Rồi ăn. Đều hiểu. Ấy à, anh nên để là 5 hình giả hay là lắp thằng này lên 5 vườn cái. À, người đít đấy. Mình người đít đi. Giờ nó làm một này. Chuẩn không? Mẹ hỏi đéo rồi đây. Ôi rồi. Quay xong rồi. Tại anh xe máy còn không?
Vâng. Làm